needed to be made so controversial.
All right, let's go across to my colleague who's joining us, Zeenat, coming across to you. What exactly is happening there in the Pakistan Assembly? We know that after the ex-PM Imran Khan was sent to the hospital, he was also returned to the Adiala jail very, very quickly. So this issue is being raised.
See, now the Imran Khan's issue has been raised in the Assembly of Pakistan National Assembly, where the barrister has raised the issue about the Pakistan administration and the Pakistan government's behavior towards Imran Khan, despite the interim order that he has got from the court for his hospital treatment and other things. But he was given, it was more like a formalities that was seen on the papers, that he was taken out from the gate number 1 of Adiala Jail to a hospital, and then immediately he was taken back, and the doctors who were consulted there said that after this visit that he can continue with the detention. Imran Khan's sister also, Alima Khan, has said that he is suffering of anxiety and other things. His BP level is not in the control, and he has some other multiple health related issues. Now it has come to the National Assembly of Pakistan, where it being raised by its chairman. That tells you that his supporters, his family, his workers, his legal team is serious as far as the Imran Khan's health is concerned, the visit to the hospital is concerned. And now again we are seeing the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa CM Shahid Afridi strongly in support of former Prime Minister of Pakistan Imran Khan, and then the PTI workers also saying that they will be holding a huge long march as far as the detention of this Imran Khan is concerned, and he should be allowed to take the medical treatment. So there are multiple developments that we see, but on the other side, that the Pakistan government is really not willing to cooperate with the Imran Khan, and for which now there has also been a review petition that has been filed by the Pakistan government as far as this court order was concerned, and that was not entertained by the registrar's office, and that made them to take him to the hospital. Merely it was a formality on the papers that was witnessed. Even the visuals that we saw coming in from the Pakistan late evening when Imran Khan was being shifted, the media was not allowed to come close or to take the visuals as far as this visit was concerned. There was a huge contingent of security forces that were deployed during that area. So this is more like we see that a lot of pressure is being built on Pakistan government, but it seems that Pakistan government definitely has something to hide, and why they are not cooperating with the Supreme Court directions, why the review petition was filed, and they are not even concerned the health of this of the leader. Was a huge fan following across. There was the human rights groups that had also intervened. They have also written to Pakistan government. Despite all this, we see now the issue of the Pakistan's former Prime Minister, it has reached to the National Assembly of Pakistan.
That's right. Well, thank you, Zeenat, for getting us all those details. I'll be coming back to you for more on this developing story. And viewers, Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami, in a heated debate, questioned the legal and political handling of the fatal accident in Madhapur, Hyderabad, where a 26-year-old Bharati Mukhi was struck and killed by a speeding Aston Martin. The vehicle was allegedly driven by the son of the Jana Sena Party Rajya Sabha MP, L. Ramesh. Arnab pointed out that despite the fatal outcome, the case has raised serious questions over the charges invoked and the action taken. Take a look.
I want to start with the story that nobody's talking about. The national media is trying to cover it up. The regional media is not talking about it. In Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad to be precise, a 26-year-old woman is crushed to death by a speeding Aston Martin luxury car worth crores in the heart of Hyderabad. Now, who is the person at the wheels? The person at the wheels is the son of a sitting Rajya Sabha member of parliament of the ruling Jana Sena party, that's Pawan Kalyan's party. And what does the system give him? The system gives him just a notice, station bail, zero arrest, zero custody, zero public statement from the father. Father doesn't say anything, zero reaction from political partners. Why? Because he's the son of a member of parliament and he's killed a 26-year-old who's not a politician, not a bureaucrat, not an industrialist. In this country, you see, members of parliament and their children should have the right to kill anyone they want in their super luxury cars. This is the fact. The victim's picture is there. Her name is Bharati Mukhi. 26-year-old sales woman from Odisha, sole breadwinner of her family. She was crossing the road in front of the Inorbit Mall when an Aston Martin with the registration ending 0666, allegedly driven at high speed in a rash and negligent manner by a 21-year-old Lingamani Sanjush, the 21-year-old son of Janasena Rajya Sabha MP Lingamani Ramesh, rammed into her. She had severe head injury, heavy bleeding. She was taken to the hospital in the same car, declared dead. The police have let him get away, and I'm saying here tonight this is wrong. The police booked him under section 1061 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which is death by negligence. This is a deliberate attempt. It is maximum punishment 5 years, which means it is bailable. This is where the police has broken the law. The law is clear. When a person drives a high-performance vehicle at high speed on a busy public road in a manner that becomes a reasonable way to assume that such rash driving will cause death, then it is not a case of simple negligence. It is knowledge-based culpable homicide under section 105 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which is non-bailable. I appeal to the Chandrababu Naidu government not to do this, not to let someone get away just because he is the rich son of a rich member of parliament of an ally party operated by Pawan Kalyan. Even under 1061, arrest was legally permissible. Under the BNNS section 35, if the investigation allowed it, there was no investigation. Death has happened. The accused belongs to a powerful family. The risk of influence exists. Evidence can be tampered. This has happened again and again. The investigation is incomplete, but yet regular routine station bail was given, even though somebody died. And in that, ladies and gentlemen, in this injustice, in this VVIP killing, in this luxury killing, in this case of a politician's son killing a common person and getting away with it, is the unfortunate reality in this country where in 2024 in the Pune Porsche case as well, a builder's minor son allegedly drunk killed 2 young IT engineers, got bail within hours, a 300-word essay, political help, and the driver was pressurized to take the blame. Evidence was tampered with. In this country, that happened, and the rich people were never punished. In 2024, in the Mumbai Worli BMW case, the son of a Shiv Sena functionary, a woman was dragged for 2 kilometers under the car. The accused fled. The arrest happened after 2 days, only under a considerable amount of public pressure. Repeatedly, these cases happened. We know the Vadodara hit-and-run case. We know exactly what happened when a Volkswagen driven at very high speed, under influence, rams into multiple people, and the CCTV shows the victim out there, obviously under intoxicants and drugs, saying, one more round of drugs he wanted at that point of time. We remember the Dwarka case. A 17-year-old unlicensed minor took a family Scorpio to film a social media reel, lost control, ramps a motorcycle, and then a 23-year-old who was hoping to study in the United Kingdom is killed under his wheels. We know the Kanpur Lamborghini case. How many cases will I have to tell you where a tobacco businessman's son claims I was not driving when the CCTV said otherwise? What have we created in this country? And this is one of the biggest failures of this government, of all the state governments and the central government. We have not been able to end VVIP killings in this country. We have not been able to create a culture where these big shots and these rich brats do think that they can get away with it. And this is what genuinely angers me. Not one statement from a political party today. BJP quiet on this. TDP quiet on this. Janasena quiet on this. Not one word finger on their lips. Would the BJP have spoken only if the accused was from another party, the Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress Party? Where is the conscience of the ruling party in Andhra Pradesh today, the ruling coalition of which the BJP is a member? You cannot look the other way. The TDP is the single largest constituent of the BJP at the center, the NDA at the center. That makes it imperative that the BJP and the TDP should speak about it. But because the ally here is Janasena, Pawan Kalyan's party, I appeal to Pawan Kalyan. I appeal to Pawan Kalyan to speak up on this issue. then people will have faith that politicians are for the people. But in this case of a luxury killing, everybody has come together in a silent conspiracy of somehow trying to put this under a lid. I promise you, on behalf of Republic, we will not allow it.
And viewers, taking a short break, do not go anywhere. Shocking details of adulteration comes out as Monday reveals how shampoos and emulsifiers are being used to make chemical milk. Stay tuned.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
रानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
A police officer said on the said day, she, along with her colleague Pooja Ashok, had gone near ITC Kohinoor to bring meals. While they were returning towards Inorbit Mall and crossing the road in front of Inorbit Mall, a car bearing registration number TG09G06666 allegedly came at high speed and in a rash and negligent manner and hit Bharti Mukhi. Bharti Mukhi sustained a severe bleeding injury to her head and was immediately shifted to Apollo Hospital, Jubilee Hills. However, the duty doctor examined her and declared her dead.
Why is Pakistan bestowing its highest civilian honors on two Parsi doctors from Mumbai decades after they are dead? Also, has the Congress party shot itself in the foot on the Vande Mataram issue? This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
पुलिस ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए। पुलिस ने बोला कि हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, आपका मैटर है। हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। ट्यूब में ये लोग पत्थर निकाल कर बैठे थे। गाड़ियों के शीशे आप देख सकते हैं, गाड़ियों के शीशे फोड़े गए हैं। पत्थरबाजी हुई है। हमारी महिलाओं पे बुजुर्गों ने पत्थर मारे हैं, उनसे गुंडागर्दी की है, उनके फोन तोड़े हैं, हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। पूरी तरह से सुनियोजित था। ये मदन दिलावर के कहने पर हुआ है।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है। स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Teen attempts of suicide of iPhone demand. Parents try to save him. All 3 died in Maharashtra hill tragedy. Interpol issues red corner notice against fugitive gangster Sharik in Sambhal violence case. Pakistan faces global backlash over bloodshed in POJK. Over 70 UK MPs write to United Nations seeking action over unrest in POJK. UK MPs demand UN's intervention. Imran Khan's sister says government violated Supreme Court order by taking him to a government-run hospital. Says Khan kept in solitary confinement with no human contact allowed. Sole bread earner of family killed after being mowed down by MP's son. Driver let off with notice. Neighbors appeal for government's help.
Lettuce, you should ask where is it coming from.
Where does it come from?
I have no idea where it is coming from.
What have you found? What is synthetic lettuce?
See, it's made chemically, na? It's chemically made.
Chemically made lettuce?
Yes, we're able to detect all these things.
And huge revelation by Tukaram Munde says that some brands are using synthetically made lettuce.
There is a chemical milk or synthetic milk being prepared. We found shampoos in it. We found chemical, industrial chemical in it. We found emulsifier in it. So multiple things we found.
Details of adulteration comes out as Munde reveals how shampoos and emulsifiers are being used to make chemical milk.
Canada suspends trade negotiations with the United States, announces Canada PM Carney. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney has said he has suspended trade negotiations, but Canada would retaliate dollar for dollar on the new tariffs. Canada has suspended trade negotiations with the US following unfair last-minute demands, triggering an immediate 50% tariff on approximately $28 billion in Canadian exports, including steel, aluminium and auto parts. Now, in response, Canada has announced dollar-to-dollar retaliatory tariffs and plans to implement federal economic support to protect affected domestic industries. The United States was set to impose 50% tariff on $20 billion worth of Canadian products early Saturday. This after last-ditch negotiations failed to resolve the latest strain in already tense relations. Now remember, that's news coming in from Canada. The trade negotiations between US and Canada have come to a standstill. They have failed. Canada now, in response to the US's plan to impose tariffs on Canadian imports into the US, has gone for a tit-for-tat measure where Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney saying he suspended trade negotiations and Canada would retaliate dollar for dollar on the new tariffs. Now, Canada has suspended trade negotiations, after which they feel were unfair last-minute demands from the US, triggering an immediate 50% tariff on approximately $28 billion in Canadian exports, including steel, aluminium and auto parts. Now, in response, this was following the US's last-minute unfair demands, which Canada alleges that came from the American side. Canada has now announced dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs and plans to implement federal economic support to protect affected domestic industries. Now remember, the US was the first who was set to import 50% tariffs on $20 billion worth of Canadian products early Saturday after the negotiations failed. Canada has now sought to impose a similar 50% tariff. So US was trying to impose 50%. Canada has gone for a tit-for-tat measure, imposing 50% as well. The Canadian exports are worth $28 billion. Now, Canadian products, what the Canadian side is now imposing is on $20 billion worth of exports. This after the Canada-US trade negotiations came to a standstill. Now, moving on back to India, where protests against the JMM in Ranchi turned violent, with women protesters accusing JMM workers of harassment. Now, the women alleged they were threatened, with protesters saying they're threatened to snatch our dupattas. Students also alleged they were assaulted by JMM workers, while women students specifically alleged assault and harassment. One protester further claimed that police shielded the JMM attackers. Now, remember, this is when women protesters, including a bunch of other student protesters in Ranchi, were starting this protest lead where they were planning to burn effigies of Hemant Soren and Rahul Gandhi after what they call is alleged mismanagement of exam irregularities, followed by the brutal crackdown on student protesters among the ongoing protests along the last couple of days that we've seen. Now, when they were en route, they claim harassment.
ये जो जेएमएम का दलाल लोग हैं, अब पुतला था वो जबरदस्ती पुतला को छीना, हम लोग दे नहीं रहे थे तो हम पे झापड़ लगाया गया। उसको खोजिए, अगर आप लोग हैं हमारे साथ तो वो लड़का को खोज के सजा दिलाइए। इतना प्रशासन के बाद में हम लोग सुरक्षित नहीं है यहाँ पे। महिला प्रशासन कहाँ थी महिला प्रशासन?
क्या हुआ आपके साथ? आज या कल के कोर्ट में सरकार ने
गर्दन पे मारा, हाँ, और मेरा गमछा को छीनने का कोशिश किया। तो पुलिस प्रशासन क्या कर रही है? गुंडों को संरक्षण दे रही है या हम लोगों को? महिला सुरक्षित नहीं है यहाँ पे। हम लोग अभी पुतला दहन के लिए आ रहे थे। और हम लोगों का पुतला दहन शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से ही हो रहा था। बस हम लोग नारेबाजी कर रहे थे। रांची यूनिवर्सिटी के पास दंगलों में लड़के लोग खड़े थे और लड़कियां भी खड़ी थी। हम लोगों को लगा कि वो छात्र हैं, हम लोगों ने उसे आमंत्रित किया, लेकिन वो उसी बीच घुस के पुतला को छीनते हुए, जैसे हम लोग पुतला को नहीं दिया, उसने मेरा गर्दन पे 2 झापड़ लगाया। उसके बाद मेरा गमछा को छीनने का काम किया और उसके बाद प्रशासन उसको प्रोटेक्शन देने का कोशिश कर रही है। तो क्या हम लड़कियों को संरक्षण देने का छोड़ के अब वो एक गुंडे को संरक्षण देगी?
Now, viewers, a breaking news coming in now from Punjab related news now. The National Human Rights Commission, which is the NHRC as we call it, has taken cognizance of a complaint alleging that a retired judge publicly claimed a demand of rupees 5 crore was made in connection with a rape case allegedly involving the wife of the Punjab Chief Minister. The NHRC has directed the Punjab Chief Secretary and DGP to inquire into the allegations and submit an action report within 2 weeks. The NHRC, remember, has directed the Punjab Chief Secretary here and the DGP to inquire into the allegations. Now, the allegations are that the retired judge publicly claimed that a demand of rupees 5 crore was made in connection with a rape case involving the wife of the Punjab Chief Minister. Now, the NHRC bench here, headed by Priyank Kanungu, has directed the DGP and Chief Secretary to thoroughly investigate these allegations and submit an action taken report within 2 weeks. The Commission also forwarded the matter to the Women's Safety Division of the Union Ministry of Home Affairs. The complaint stems from public statements and claims made by a former judge here, who's Justice Ranjit Singh, who's allegedly there was a claim made that a demand of 5 crore was made to suppress a rape case allegedly involving the wife of the Punjab Chief Minister. Now remember, this is a major news because it involves the wife of the Punjab Chief Minister here. Now, obviously the Punjab. Now we've got Lalit live joining in from Chandigarh here. Now, Lalit, the news involving Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Man's wife. We hear that there's a claim made by a judge that a rupees 5 crore bribe was in fact was being demanded to suppress a rape case involving Bhagwant Man's wife. Tell us more about this about this story. What's exactly the entire rape case about? Why was the 5 crores?
Around 4 to 5 days before the retired Justice Ranjit Singh has holding a press conference in Chandigarh, in which he has leveled very serious allegations on the wife of the Chief Minister of Punjab, Mr. Bhagwant Mann. In the alleged allegations against the wife, he has said that in the petition which has been filed in the Punjab and Haryana High Court, it has been said by the complainant that to suppress the rape victim, rupees 5 crore was being demanded by the wife of the Chief Minister of Punjab, Dr. Gurpreet Kaur. In the file report in the PIL which has been filed in the High Court, it has also been said that the other party is being quite heavy on that part, and to suppress this case, rupees 5 crore was being demanded. Apart from that, looking into the serious allegations, now it has been said that all the police officials who have been investigating this case was somehow were being suppressed also, and they were taking the side of the alleged person.
All right, thanks, Lalit. Clearly a new there, very surprising statements and news coming in there involving Bhagwant Man's wife, and a claim by a retired judge of 5 crore there being demanded to suppress the case. All right, let's move on to national news making waves across Bharat, with our Bharat in one segment. A 19-year-old nursing student committed suicide by hanging in a hostel room in Rajendra Nagar, Delhi. Her body was later recovered by her fellow classmates who took her to Sir Gangarang Hospital. Police are yet to ascertain the motive behind the suicide, and investigation is currently underway. A car suddenly caught fire on Raisena Road in New Delhi. Delhi Fire Services later doused the flames, while the exact cause of the sudden fire is yet to be ascertained. All occupants of the car safely evacuated the vehicle, and no deaths or injuries were reported. A case of harassment has come to light after two sisters were apparently harassed and stalked by two youth on a train. The two youth made indecent, obscene gestures towards the two women, and one of the youth was later nabbed and taken into custody. An investigation of the incident is currently underway. Now, viewers, while controversial activists attempt to enter schools and push political agendas under the garb of the CJP banner, the true youth of India are making the country proud. From young space innovators at Skyroot Aerospace launching the Vikram 1 rocket, to weightlifting champions like Mirabai Chanu at Glasgow 2026, chess prodigy D. Gukesh, and 10-year-old Shravan Singh serving Indian soldiers, Arnab exposes the contrast between fake activism and genuine national pride. Listen in to Republic Editor-in-Chief as he shows how real Gen Z youth across India are actually standing up for the nation.
And ladies and gentlemen, something has changed. In the course of the last 48 to 72 hours, it seems the nationalists are now beginning to get absolutely fed up with the CJP, with those people who are using this Gen Z cover to abuse the country, attack our security forces, utter absolute filth and claim to represent the youth of India. You see this one visual of that lady abusing the security forces in Ladakh, saying that, who the hell are you, I'll do what I want. That has got people very angry because she kept saying, I'm Gen Z, I'll do what I want, I'll teach you people a lesson. She was absolutely behaving in a terrible, horrible way with security forces. And watching this video, people started drawing the link with the way in which Abhijit Dipke had been behaving when he started attacking the police a few days back. Who the hell are you? Which part of the police are you from? What is your rank? I'll teach you a lesson. Then they started linking this back to the behavior of the Aam Aadmi Party leader on deputation to the CJP by Kejriwal, whose name is this Ranka, who also started pointing the finger and saying, don't you know who I am? In the same Janta nahi hai mera baap kaun hai kind of approach, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Don't try to do politics with me. I know better politics than you. I have thrown a minister out. I can do what the hell I want. This is a country I own kind of approach. And when you put all of this together, ladies and gentlemen, and you also link it up to the visuals from Jantar Mantar, where Dipke's people started saying that we will burn the Parliament of India, we will burn the streets of India, we will turn this into Nepal, 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 Nepal repeatedly. So viewers, the cross-connection of visuals began to happen and people started connecting the dots saying that these sexual perverts, these rapists and murderers, 3,000 of them who Dipke brought into Jantar Mantar, who did whatever the hell they could, the indisciplined lot, not the unemployed lot, but the unemployable lot, the non-serious people, how can they claim to represent the youth of this country? But you see, everything has a finite end. The nationalists in this country said this is a temporary phenomenon, it's going to go away, and they kept quiet out of decency. They even kept quiet when Dipke and the CJP were lynching Gallantry Award winners. They kept quiet, saying this is a temporary phenomenon. But in the last 72 hours, they are saying absolutely no more. We are fed up with you, we are going to give it back. And that is the reason why when Arvind Kejriwal's deputy, Ranka, loaned presently as a cockroach, went to a village in Rajasthan and said, I'm going to start inspecting the schools. I'm Ashutosh Ranka. I'm a big leader. I'm going to come here with my team, my bodyguards, my security people in 20 cars and behave like I own the place. He was thrown out. And the villagers got together and they said, who the hell are you? What official position do you hold? Why don't you get out of there? And then they said that, well, you know, we are the kind of people we can throw ministers out. You know what happened, viewers? The villagers got together and threw Ranka and the CJP out. This is a very important moment. Not only did they throw Ranka and the CJP out, they said to Ranka, you are Tukre Brigade. You are anti-India. You want to teach wrong things in our peaceful village. Get the hell out of here. We are not going to let you do your politics. After that, Ranka started crying and crying and crying. The same Ranka who used to celebrate the lynching of Gallantry Award winners tried to play victim when he was thrown out of that place, which is a damn good thing that he was. People like Ranka need to, he went there in his fancy, SUV car and he went away. He was thrown out and kicked out like a rejected politician. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, in the most unfortunate development, Abhijit Dipke started using the F word. And he started putting out a series of tweets using the F word. He revealed his real nature. His mask was off by now. And he said, what the dash is happening. These are real tweets of his. Either he was consuming some substance or alcohol, he was in an intoxicated situation, or if he was not intoxicated, I don't know why he started using this language. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I showed on my program that Abhijit Dipke was happily chilling in the house of a politician from the NCP who came on my program and could not deny it. These facts came out yesterday, the real face of Abhijit Dipke, who is even unable to prove today which college in Boston, which course, when he did, which exams he took, what credits he took, and where is his degree. The same Dipke, whose own background is absolutely dubious, and who's demographically not even Gen Z, they're all in their mid-30s, is now saying that don't ask me questions. Deep State Dipke, AAP politician Ranka, and posh party boy Saurabh Das, I want to tell you your time is up. The nationalists in this country have come together and have decided to tell you that you are not their representative. You don't represent the youth, you don't represent the Gen Z, you don't represent anyone but the surrogate political interests of the Aam Aadmi Party. If you have the guts, if you have the spine, if you have the ability, if you have the honesty, which obviously you don't, you would have come out by now and said that we have been put on this deputation job by Kejriwal to push the Aam Aadmi Party's political interests in specific states where we want to have a direct fight with the BJP, and whatever legitimately the AAP cannot do has been outsourced to us. But you see, they don't have the decency to do that. I want to tell all these people today, the anti-nationals, the Umar Khalid supporters, the CJP, we know who the role models of Gen Z are. We know who the role models of Gen Z are. I was the first to grill this Tukre gang and expose Umar Khalid. One of the reasons Umar Khalid is in jail is because I exposed him. So I don't need lectures from any of these CJP types. I've exposed the anti-national people. Tukre is a phrase that I started. The people of this country believe in it. And I will do it over and over again. Today it's a fight between the nationalist youth on the one side and the Tukre American Gen Z on the other. We decide our role models. Let me tell you who our role models are. Our role models are Skyroot, not Tukre. Because Pawan Kumar Chandana and Naga Bharata successfully launched Vikram 1 from Sriharikota this July at the same time when Deep State Dipke and Ranka were saying we will burn the Parliament of India. I say that Skyroot is Gen Z, not posh party boy and this abusive lot. For us, the Gen Z is Mirabai Chanu, who won India's first gold medal at the Commonwealth Games. She is a nationalist youth. Ashutosh Ranka, the AAP politician, the abusive Dipke, the Dimagi Naxals, ladies and gentlemen, they are not Gen Z. Gokesh is Gen Z. He was 18 years and 6 months old when he won the World Chess Championship in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, he represents our Gen Z. Not Saurabh Das, who cannot even explain where he gets the 10 lakh rupees per month allegedly to live in that fancy house in Greater Kailash in Delhi. And who when caught tries to give legal notices to everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we know who the Gen Z are. a few days back, Shravan Singh, a courageous 10-year-old boy from Punjab, who became a national hero for selflessly serving tea, lassi, milk to the Indian Army during the border conflict. He came to our campus and I was so proud to meet him. For me, he is the future Gen Z, not this idiot, malicious idiot of the CJP who abuses the Indian Army. So the real Gen Z must make itself heard, and the real Gen Z have now decided to step forward. And I want to say to Deep State Dipke, to the CJP and the AAP surrogates, your time is up. When the nationalists start speaking up, which they have, you should be in retreat. If you're not, we know how to make you retreat.
Here's a breaking news coming in from across the border from Pakistan now. A contempt of court petition has been filed against the government for violating the court's order regarding the transfer of Imran Khan to the hospital by PTI. Now, this is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, which is Imran Khan's party. They've decided to file a contempt petition in the Supreme Court against the Pakistani government. Now, remember, the allegation, the PTI argues that the government violated a Supreme Court order that directed Imran Khan's transfer to Shifa International Hospital for a medical checkup. Instead, he was taken to the Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences, PIMS, and then later returned to jail. What's the PTI's response? Well, the party's parliamentary party decided to file a contempt petition with their lawyer Khalid Yusuf Chaudhry stating they would proceed with the filing. The KP Minister Jafi Jan also announced an application would be filed. Now, what's the Pakistan government's position on this? The government maintains that Imran Khan was examined and declared medically fit. It also filed a review petition against the Supreme Court orders, which were initially returned due to procedural objections. Now, the standoff is seen as a significant test of the Supreme Court's authority here, especially amid ongoing tensions between the judiciary and the executive.
और सारे पाकिस्तान में खुशी मनाई जा रही थी, टीवी पे भी आ रहा था कि इमरान खान को अल-शिफा सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर्स के तहत शिफ्ट किया जाएगा। उनकी बहनी भी खुश थी, साथी भी खुश थे। पार्टी ने तमाम कारकुनों को हुक्म दिया सरकारी मुर्गों की ख्वाहिश पे कि भाई वहाँ कोई नहीं जाएगा, वहाँ कोई जुलूस नहीं होगा, वहाँ कोई हंगामा नहीं होगा। रात को पता चला जनाब स्पीकर, इमरान खान को रात के अंधेरे में किसी और अस्पताल ले जाया गया। उसकी बहन और उसके जो रखवाले थे, डॉक्टर साहब थे, उनका अस्पताल शिफा अस्पताल के कमरे में बंद कर दिया गया। पता नहीं से क्यों हो रहा है जनाब स्पीकर। कसदन और आमदन एक अच्छी फिजा को लोग खराब करना चाहते हैं।
अदालत की दरखास्त दायर कर दी गई है डॉक्टर उज़मा साहिबा की जानिब से। वो दरख्वास्त दायर करके हम बाहर निकले हैं। मेरे साथ हमारे दोस्त MNA हजरात, सेनेटर हजरात, हमारे टिकट होल्डर्स, हमारे ओहदेदारान, हमारे खान साहब के चाहने वाले बड़ी तादाद में यहाँ मौजूद हैं। और पूरे मुल्क की जो उम्मीद है उसका महवर आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट है। इंशाअल्लाह सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक बार फिर पाकिस्तानी कौम और आइन और कानून के मुताबिक, कौम की ख्वाहिशात आइन और कानून के मुताबिक फैसला करेगा। जो तौहीन अदालत हुई है वो बिल्कुल वाज़े है। अदालत का हुक्म बड़ा क्लियर था कि खान साहब को शिफा इंटरनेशनल हस्पताल मुंतकिल करना है। वहाँ उनकी एग्जामिनेशन और ट्रीटमेंट होनी है, यानी कि तशखीस भी होनी है और इलाज भी होना है। तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ। एक झूठा बयानिया बनाया गया कि रस्ते में कोई रश था, कोई सिक्योरिटी का मसला था। बिल्कुल ये गलत बात है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था। एक गाड़ी जिसके इर्द गिर्द पुलिस का पहरा था, पूरा काफिला अडियाला से गया शिफा इंटरनेशनल। कोई रोक टोक नहीं थी, कोई बंदिश नहीं थी, कोई रश नहीं था। लेकिन उस गाड़ी में सिर्फ डॉक्टर फैसल सुल्तान को लेकर गए और फिर वो वापस भी आया काफिला। लिहाजा ये बयानिया मुकम्मल तौर पे झूठा है कि खान साहब को शिफा इंटरनेशनल इसलिए नहीं लेकर गए कि रस्ते में कोई रखना था। तो ये एक सोची समझी साजिश थी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के खिलाफ, पाकिस्तानी कौम के खिलाफ, इमरान खान के खिलाफ। तो इसके खिलाफ हम मुकदमा अदालत में भी लड़ेंगे और पाकिस्तानी कौम के साथ अदालत के बाहर भी लड़ेंगे।
All right, viewers, you're watching Live and Breaking with me, Karun Seth, on Republic. Don't go anywhere. More stories coming to you on the other side. Coming up, Pakistan faces global backlash over bloodshed in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Over 70 United Kingdom MPs write to the United Nations seeking action over unrest in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The UK MPs demand the United Nations intervention.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। प्योर मसाला।
गाड़ियों के साथ पुलिस ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए। पुलिस ने बोला कि हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, ये आपका मैटर है। हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। ट्यूब में ये लोग पत्थर निकाल कर बैठे थे। गाड़ियों के शीशे आप देख सकते हैं, गाड़ियों के शीशे फोड़े गए हैं। पत्थरबाजी हुई है। हमारी महिलाओं पे बुजुर्गों ने पत्थर मारे हैं, उनसे गुंडागर्दी की है, उनके फोन तोड़े हैं, हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। पूरी तरह से ये सुनियोजित था। ये मदन दिलावर के कहने पर हुआ है। 48 घंटे का समय दे रहे हैं। ये सारे गुंडे अरेस्ट होने चाहिए और आप ऑर्डर विड्रॉ कीजिए, नहीं तो अब ये आंदोलन शिक्षा से बढ़कर मदन दिलावर पे जाएगा। 48 घंटे का समय है। हम तुम्हारी गुंडागर्दी से डरने वाले लोग नहीं है। शर्म आनी चाहिए तुम लोगों को। 1.5 साल से स्कूल भैंसों के तबेले में चल रहा है। मेरे 1 साल पहले का वीडियो है इस स्कूल का। सब कुछ पता होने के बावजूद राजस्थान पुलिस का एक पुलिसकर्मी उस समय वहां मौजूद नहीं था।
आज यहाँ रामपुरा में स्कूल का विजिट करने आए थे। यहाँ 1 साल पहले भी साथी आए थे जो बसों के तबेलों में स्कूल चल रही थी, उसको ठीक करवाने के लिए, उसका विजिट करवाने के लिए यहाँ आए थे। लाठियों से मारा है, धक्का देकर के मारा है, पत्थरों से मारा है और मेरे साथ में धक्का देकर के गिरा, लाठियों से मारा जिससे ये हाथ गया और ये इधर लगी।
हमने नहीं किया, उन्होंने सरियारी लेके आए सारे, कम से कम 200-250 आदमी आए। हमने मारपीट नहीं की उनके साथ में।
उनकी गाड़ी
हमने नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। पहले प्रेम से समझाए थे पर उन्होंने दिए, जब उन खुद ने शीशे तोड़ के ले गए गाड़ियों के।
वो तो स्कूल का सुधार करने के लिए।
सुधार तो हमारे करा देंगे, एमएलए साहब ही करा रहे हैं। 12 लाख रुपए पास कर दिया एमएलए साहब ने, और क्या चाहिए।
तो आपने उनका विरोध क्यों करा?
विरोध हम दूसरी पार्टी को, कांग्रेस और बीजेपी के खिलाफ किसी को नहीं दस नहीं देंगे। यहाँ पर हम पूरा ही गाँव हमारा कांग्रेस और बीजेपी है, टेढ़ से, बस यही बात है। और उन्होंने तो आके लोगों, हमारे लोग तो अभी बाहर नहीं निकली है, सब अंदर बढ़ रही है डर की मारी। ये बात है सर।
On today's episode of Acco Drive, plus-sized entry SUV, BMW X1 goes long wheelbase.
So what I basically wanted to know, does the performance change with that extra wheelbase? new Slavia, and an exclusive with the global CEO of Skoda on his India plans. And it's another exclusive, the Keyway Hypevolt R. Namaskar and welcome. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Patankar. This is Echo Drive. Thanks for joining us. An interesting value proposition from BMW and a feature-rich EV scooter. That's coming up. Our top story is Skoda. The brand has gone into overdrive in India. And with the success of the Kailak, it now plans to go even bigger. There's a sedan focus for starters, and then the EVs are finally coming. I met Klaus Zellmer, the global CEO of Skoda in Mumbai, and started by asking him about all this talk of bringing in an Indian partner like JSW into the group's India business.
Now, we presume by the end of this decade, the electric market in India will have a share between 15, 18, maybe if we're bullish, 20%. And maybe if something happens that we see in Europe happening right now, that we actually see an acceleration of the transformation into battery electric vehicles driven by events that are currently unfortunately happening in the Middle East. Maybe this is something where it accelerates. So that brings me back, are we ready for the quantum leap? You need to be totally flexible. And the big benefit of us, now I'm talking about the Volkswagen Group, and within the Volkswagen Group, of course, also Skoda, the big benefit is that we have it all in our shelves. Yeah? We have technology for conventional combustion engines, gearboxes, mild hybrids, strong hybrids, plug-in hybrids, diesel cars, in all shape or form of cars. So we just have to choose from the right spot and get the timing right and then come to India. The next big one will have to be the battery electric vehicle introduction here in India.
But when you talk about a big leap, surely this is something that you all want. You want it to happen sooner than later.
Yeah.
When you hear about all of this rumor mongering then, where suddenly people start speculating and saying things like, you're leaving India. I know this is an extreme view and of course there's no logic to it. Especially considering everything that you're doing. But how do you react to news like that when out of the Indian market you hear things like this, that, oh, they're unsure, they may be leaving India. This is not true.
There's no plan to leave India. It's quite the opposite. Yeah, we really consider India. Let's take Skoda and the global view at the moment. We're about 80% of our global sales are generated in Europe, which is great because we're now the second best-selling brand in Europe. However, just standing on one leg when it gets a bit shaky is dangerous. So you need to build a second leg. Our second leg is clearly defined to be India. And from India as a hub, further markets, of course. But so this is something that I would, if anybody says, are you about to leave India? It's the opposite. Yeah, we need to have a second valid, really strong pillar for our business model. Actions speak louder than words. Wait for the car tonight. The Kailak, the Kushaq with its product improvements that we have introduced this year. The sales numbers, doubling sales in a market like India is not a walk in the park. We're 8% ahead of the record year from last year, this year. So I think we're heading the right direction. But you're asking about strategy, which is something that we are also discussing now in the 2 days that I have the pleasure to be here in India with our colleagues that need to help us find the right direction.
So then let me get the other elephant in the room out of the way, which is talking about unlocking value for the India business. Potentially Indian partner or a partner, let me not specify. A lot of talk about how you have been in discussion with a particular Indian group. Is this something that you see as necessary, or is this something that becomes could happen? Happy for it to happen if it happens. Which one is it?
There's a lot of logic in finding a true partner on eye level that helps you better understand the local market culturally. And of course, some strong partner here in India that we have never denied that. We've been talking to various different organizations, and we're still talking. If you find the right person, you might end up in a happy marriage, but you have to choose carefully. But the logic behind it is that with a partner, it's not just 1 + 1 = 2. It could be 1 + 1 = 3. Yeah? With stronger local roots, with conducting business in India, which is clearly then adjusted according to Indian standards. We tend to sometimes, as European, dictate standards, be it technically or any other standards, to a market that actually prevents business to grow massively or be more profitable. So we need, that sort of adjustment, and that could happen with a partner. And we're discussing. Still, we've been discussing for a while, but that just shows that we're very prudent about finding the right partner.
You just mentioned, though, that it's about local understanding as well. I'll give you more credit for that because like you said, 25 years in India. I think there has been a lot of, you're almost in that way very Indian already. Is it also about then having the benefit of future investments becoming easier with the partner bringing in some of that?
Of course, as well. If you want to grow your business with all the investments that are necessary, especially in your automotive business, in new platforms, new hats, new cars, new segments, new technology, new ecosystems, it's good to have a partner who shares the same values and the same eagerness to become, a global player, especially then, being stronger here in India, also bringing the money to the table. Yes.
You mentioned about how India is not an easy market, never has been. And of course, our consumers are very demanding. We all know this. But the policy framework or the policy roadmap sometimes has also been hazy, right? We don't always get clear signals. Right now, there's been a lot of talk in India about ethanol blending. I'm sure you are aware. In Europe, you've always followed the E5, E10 thing for some years now, and it's been successful. What's your view on this? I mean, I know that if the government says it's E20, you have to make E20 cars. So I don't question that part. Yeah. But do you think in the long run, given your global experience, consumers should be able to make the choice and say, hey, we have two different fuels available. What's better from a consumer point of view?
I think from a manufacturer's point of view, it's better to accept the consumer's point of view, to start with that. Customer centricity starts exactly with that. And something that we have created our own challenges with in Europe is to basically dictate the transformation curve from internal combustion engines to battery electric vehicles. We created so much tension and almost ideology about what needs to be developed, what needs to be sold, and then somebody has to buy it at the end of the day. This is why we have markets in Europe, Norway with 97% already share battery electric vehicles, and the Czech Republic with 5%. So you need to respect what consumers want. So a wide choice of things that help reduce our CO2 footprint is what we need to have. And the CO2 footprint, reducing that with E20, maybe someday E25, is certainly the right strategy because it gives our consumers choice, and that's what we need to do. And I think, my initial discussions also with the government here in India, there was a lot of eagerness, a lot of ambition for the transformation as fast as possible, 30% by 2030, 50%. We saw exactly that also in Europe. And I think at the end of the day, it's individual consumers making individual decisions with their money. So give them choice, but make sure that we reduce our CO2 footprint. And this is what I feel now, looking at the governmental discussions that I follow. And I think that's the right track.
Big moves from Skoda. Now you can watch the complete interview on the Acco Drive YouTube channel. It's a good one, I promise. Now let's go long wheelbase with the X1. After the big win on the longer iX1 last year, BMW has now given us more inches on its petrol counterpart. I drove the car a few days ago to bring you this. Now, how often in the backseat of a car can you really cross your legs and sit very comfortably? Good under-thigh support. How often can you say that? It has grown 116 millimeters with 108 millimeters of that in the wheelbase. This is compared to the regular X1, which stays in the market too. In 2009, it was a game changer from BMW, the X1. Great positioning and an entry really for a lot of buyers into the luxury space. Now, that overall proposition kind of still remains with the X1 as that entry point. Lots more competition now, but price points have moved up considerably. Now, this is a very significant model also because it's one of the best selling ones for BMW. So you had the second generation coming in 2016, the third generation in 2023, and then masterstroke. In 2025, we got the all-electric iX1 with the long wheelbase. At the time, last year, I remember saying, where is the ICE version? It's now here. It was always meant to come to us. It's also locally produced, and it gives you considerable more length, especially in the back, than the regular or short wheelbase, if you want to call it that. Now, the only distinction really is the fact that you also get the diesel on that regular wheelbase car. The diesel, not available on this long wheelbase. In terms of dimensions and features, exactly the same as the iX1. The powertrain is different, obviously, but the front grille is what gives it away that this one is ICE and not EV. On the inside, you obviously get more room, but the tech and interface is familiar. Now, on the sunroof, this is the biggest panoramic glass roof BMW offers in this segment, and paired with those large rear corner windows, it genuinely opens up the cabin. The touchscreen is a 10.7-inch widescreen curved display, and it runs BMW's latest OS 9, so you get the intelligent personal assistant, smartphone integration, and remote software upgrades over the air. Now, how often in the backseat of a car can you really cross your legs and sit very comfortably? Good under-thigh support. How often can you say that? Well, yes, those are the huge advantages of this long wheelbase. The panoramic roof just adds to that sense of space, and the comfort, you know, you really have to marvel at how these small changes can make such a big difference. Now, all of this we have already said with the iX1, so nothing changes, it's the same. And in fact, you get the same kind of trim, same kind of features, same kind of gadgets and tech as the iX1. And you know, what's really good is that on long journeys, you'll find this back seat extremely comfortable. So what I basically wanted to know, does the performance change with that extra wheelbase? Now, the simple answer to that is yes. I'll explain. But before that, let me take you back to where this long wheelbase story began. In China. Now, the X1 in China, though, gets a more powerful engine. The 2-liter 4-cylinder with more than 200 horses on tap. So, you know, the perceptible difference between the regular wheelbase and the long wheelbase, really hardly noticeable. In our case, though, we get the smaller engine, and it's a feisty little engine. Now, the 1.5 does great on the 2 Series. In fact, I've even praised it, said it's so sporty and so much fun. It also does great on the Countryman C. Nice and fun. It does great on the X1. But on the long wheelbase, you can tell a perceptible difference because, of course, you're adding on a little extra weight and all that length. So more than acceleration or, you know, just outward engine performance, you feel it more in the dynamics, which was not the case with the long wheelbase electric car. On the electric, really it feels exactly the same or very similar to the regular wheelbase iX1. On this, there is a difference. Now, having said all that, you can compensate for some of that because the steering is still nice and sharp, the ride comfort is great, the gearbox also great. So it kind of makes up for some of that little bit of lapse on power. That said, you just need to go to My Modes, put the car in sport. Yeah, then it comes alive, it goes pretty fast, and now you don't really feel it wanting. Take a look at the competition. It's the Mercedes-Benz GLA, the Audi Q3, cars that the X1 has anyway been fighting for years and leading. Neither of them offers a long wheelbase version at this price point, not in India, not anywhere really, in this segment globally. So while you can debate whether the extra length changes the driving experience for better or worse, you can't really cross-shop this specific proposition. BMW has sizzled with the price of the X1 long wheelbase at 49,90,000 rupees. That's the same price the iX1 had launched with in January 2025. So now it sits 2.5 lakhs below the electric at the current prices. BMW has also surprised with a preview of the i5 long wheelbase, which will be assembled in Chennai and launches in India in a few weeks. So, would you buy the bigger X1 at that price? Tell me. Okay, now these days you blink and a new product seems to be launched in the Indian two-wheeler EV market. One of the latest entrants is the Keyway HypeVolt R, one of the most feature-loaded scooters out there. So, should you consider one of them? Arun Mohan Nadar tells you if it's just hype or not.
You blink and another electric scooter gets launched in the country. And why not? Electric scooter sales have been booming over the past few months and every brand wants to cash in. What we are riding today is just not a new electric scooter, but a new brand entering the Indian EV space. This is the Keyway HypeVolt. As you can see, it looks properly modern, comes loaded with technology and claims to be the quickest and fastest scooter in its segment. So if you're in the market for a premium electric scooter, should you buy the Keyway? We get you that answer. So let's start with performance because it is among the highlights of the HypeVolt. First thing is the peak power, 12 kilowatt. So how is the performance? Well, there are 3 riding modes on the scooter. There's Eco, which is limited till 45 kilometers per hour. There is normal mode, which is limited to 85 kilometers per hour. But if you want to really have fun on this scooter, you have to ride it in sport mode, where the top speed is 115 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest scooter in the segment. Now, let's go to acceleration. 0 to 40 kilometers per hour in just 2.3 seconds. That is 0.6 seconds quicker than the Ather 450 Apex, which was among the benchmark scooters in the segment. So in terms of acceleration, clearly the HypeVolt is a very fast and thrilling scooter. In fact, on a signal, I was able to out-accelerate a lot of performance motorcycles which cost even more than this scooter. So in terms of that thrill, you want to have some fun on an electric scooter, that is there. Apart from that, there is no whining noise or anything from the motor. This is a properly silent scooter. Talking about performance, in city riding, you can put this scooter in Eco mode or normal mode and it feels like a natural normal scooter. The great aspect is the throttle calibration. It doesn't feel jerky as we have experienced in other electric scooter. Makes the riding experience very nice and very enjoyable. So in terms of performance, I think Keyway has got it spot on. One of the key USPs of the HypeVolt is its styling, and it is an absolute attention magnet. The design is very modern and futuristic, and one can see the influence of the BMW C04, especially in profile. And the list of features is long. TFT screen, 3 ride modes, reverse camera with reverse mode, ADAS plus blind spot detection, cruise control, Google Maps navigation, TPMS, traction control, smart key, Bluetooth connectivity, USB charger. As you can see, the scooter is loaded with tech. Talking about convenience, there are 2 cubby holes and the underseat storage is decent at 27 liters. As you can see, the HypeVolt is a long scooter. In fact, the wheelbase of this scooter is 150 mm more than the Ather Apex and also the TVS iQube. So I had my apprehensions about the handling dynamics of the scooter, but it pleasantly surprised me. It kind of shrinks when you're in motion, cutting through the heavy traffic of Mumbai. The scooter feels very nimble. I think that's down to the 14-inch wheels, will give the scooter a lot of agility and also stability. Now talking about suspension, the front end does a good job on most of the bad roads, but the rear suspension feels slightly firm for the Indian conditions. And talking about the braking performance, I think the braking performance is very good. The bite from the brakes are sharp and the stopping power is good. Even the ABS calibration on the scooter has been done well, and given the fact that this is a properly quick scooter, you need that braking performance. The HypeVolt R gets 2 removable batteries which are stored in the spine of the scooter. You can either charge the scooter directly or remove the batteries and charge them in your home. But carrying them is a task due to the heft. Talking about range, in our road test, we achieved around 120 kilometers riding the scooter in both Eco and normal mode. Charging time is quick and the company claims that it will also offer a fast charger in the future. So at 2 lakh rupees ex-showroom, it is an expensive scooter, but then again it plays in the premium EV segment. So why should you buy this scooter? The answer are simple. You want a performance scooter, this is the one to go for. The acceleration is ballistic and has among the highest top speed for any electric scooter in the market. Apart from that, the styling of the scooter, if you want something that grabs attention, the Hi-Fold is the right choice for you. The only negative for this scooter is the dealership network is very limited. We aren't sure about the service in the future. But if that doesn't bother you and you're in the market for a fast premium electric scooter, then the Keyway Hi-Fold should definitely be in your option. And as always, please make sure that you always wear proper riding gear when you're out riding. Follow all the traffic rules, ride safe and stay safe.
Please share your feedback on our show. We love hearing from you. I'll also take your questions on the show next week since we are completely out of time today. Please don't use your cell phone while driving unless you have smartphone connectivity in your car, and please wear your seatbelts, front or back. See you next week.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
A police officer said on the said day, she, along with her colleague Pooja Ashok, had gone near ITC Kohinoor to bring meals. While they were returning towards Inorbit Mall and crossing the road in front of Inorbit Mall, a car bearing registration number TG09G06666 allegedly came at high speed and in a rash and negligent manner and hit Bharti Mukhi. Bharti Mukhi sustained a severe bleeding injury to her head and was immediately shifted to Apollo Hospital, Jubilee Hills. However, the duty doctor examined her and declared her dead.
गाड़ियों के साथ
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
गाड़ियों के साथ जवाब दो।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching Live Report on Republic TV with me Ishita Mitra. A horrifying story has now come to light from Maharashtra's Sambhaji Nagar. This is where a teen threatened to take his own life over a dispute which occurred with his parents over the installments being made to pay for an iPhone. And in an attempt to save him, the parents eventually also fall off the cliff. So an entire family of 3 is wiped off in minutes. We'll get you all the details on that and the concerning pattern which it has pointed to. But first up, a quick check at the top headlines. Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can. Teen attempts suicide over iPhone demand. Parents try to save him. All 3 die in Maharashtra Hill tragedy. Interpol issues red corner notice against fugitive gangster Sharik Sada in Sambal violence case. Pak faces global backlash over bloodshed in POJK. Over 70 UK MPs write to United Nations seeking action over massacre in POJK. Imran Khan's sister says government violated Supreme Court order by taking him to a government-run hospital, says Khan kept in solitary confinement with no human contact allowed. Sole bread earner family killed after being mowed down by MP's son. Driver let off with notice. Neighbours appeal for government's help.
Lettuce, you should ask where is it coming from.
Where does it come from?
I have no idea where it is coming from.
What have you found? What is synthetic lettuce?
See, it's made chemically, na? It's chemically made.
Chemically made lettuce?
We're able to detect all these things.
Huge revelation by Dr. Ram Munde says some brands are using synthetically made lettuce.
There is a chemical milk or synthetic milk being prepared. We found shampoos in it. We found chemical, industrial chemical in it. We found emulsifier in it. So multiple things we found.
Shocking details of adulteration comes out as Munde reveals how shampoos, emulsifiers are now being used to make chemical milk. All right, viewers, our top focus at this hour, a concerning and a horrifying story has come to light from Maharashtra. This is where a dispute over new iPhone ended in tragedy in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. Now, this began with a teenager and his parents falling to their deaths from a hill in a desperate attempt to stop him from taking his own life. Now, the deceased were identified as Kunal, who was an 18-year-old teen, his father Murlidhar and his mother Sangeeta. Now, all three of them are residents of Zalta Falta area. According to police, Kunal went up the hill around 10 a.m. This is after an argument with the parents broke out over installments of iPhone. Concerned about his safety, Murlidhar and Sangeeta, which is the father and the mother, followed him to the hilltop and tried to persuade him to return home. But this continued and the rescue operation, the persuasion went on till about 1 p.m. This is where Murlidhar tried to console him, tried to persuade his son to come down, but then Kunal jumped from the steep hill, according to police. Murlidhar, who's the father, he tried to make a desperate attempt to grab his son, but unfortunately both lost their balance and fell from the hilltop. Sangeeta, who's the mother, she was standing there, she was witnessing everything that was unfolding. She watched the father and the son fall from the cliff, and eventually she also followed and jumped off the cliff. So within minutes, the entire family of three was wiped out and three family members died within minutes of each other. In fact, we also have a statement coming in from senior police officials at Rameshwar, who gives us details of how exactly this entire incident unfolded. Let's take a listen.
ये देखो, आज हमको 11 बजे 112 पे कॉल आया था। खौड़ा डोंगर बोल के, जो खौड़ा डोंगर पे एक आदमी सुसाइड कर रहा है, ऐसा 112 को कॉल आने के बाद में हमारे 112 के कर्मचारी वहाँ चले गए। तो वहाँ एक आदमी, एक बच्चा जो सुसाइड करने के लिए खड़ा था और नीचे खोल 400-500 फीट खोल दरी थी। जब हमारे लोगों ने उनको समझाया और उसका मन परिवर्तन करने की कोशिश चालू थी, तो कोशिश करते टाइम पे अचानक उसके पिताजी आए और उसको खींचने लगे। तो उसने, पिताजी जान बचाने के लिए खींचने गए तो उसने सुसाइड की और वो बाप को लेके खींच लिया और बाप को लेके सुसाइड करवा दिया। बाप भी चलेगा, बेटा भी चलेगा, ये देख के माँ ने ही सुसाइड की। ये देखो, आज हमको 11 बजे 112 पे कॉल आया था। खौड़ा डोंगर बोल के, जो खौड़ा डोंगर पे एक आदमी सुसाइड कर रहा है, ऐसा 112 को कॉल आने के बाद में हमारे 112 के कर्मचारी वहाँ चले गए। तो वहाँ एक आदमी, एक बच्चा जो सुसाइड करने के लिए खड़ा था और नीचे खोल 400-500 फीट खोल दरी थी। जब हमारे लोगों ने उनको समझाया और उसका मन परिवर्तन करने की कोशिश चालू थी, तो कोशिश करते टाइम पे अचानक उसके पिताजी आए और उसको खींचने लगे, तो उसने पिताजी जान बचाने के लिए खींचने गए तो उसने सुसाइड की और वो बाप को लेके खींच लिया और बाप को लेके सुसाइड करवा दिया। बाप भी चलेगा, बेटा भी चलेगा, ये देख के माँ ने ही सुसाइड की।
Now, viewers, it is important to understand what exactly happened. So let's break it down for you and tell you. It started with father walking up to the son to get closer to him. He wanted to save him. So he tries to grab his hand. You can see in the visual, he tries to grab his hand so that he can be pulled back from the cliff. But as he tries to grab him, the son resists. And, you can see both of them losing their balance and eventually falling. The mother, in fact, follows both of them as she sees that the father and the son have now fallen off the cliff. She also jumps in. So within minutes, viewers, this entire episode unfolded on this cliff where you can see the father approaching the son. He tries to grab him, tries to pull him back from the edge. But as the son resists such approach by the father, both of them lose their balance, they eventually fall, and the mother also follows in. So the entire family of 3 is wiped out within minutes, and this is entirely how the tragedy unfolded in Maharashtra. It started with a dispute over the installments being paid for an iPhone. The father had refused. He said he did not have money to pay the installments, and this is when it escalated. The son went off. He left the house in anger and he came and climbed this hill. He said he will take his own life. And this is when the entire persuasion efforts began. It went on for hours and hours. You can see several people had gathered around Kunal, who's an 18-year-old teenager. He was there and everyone there was trying to persuade him to come back and to not take his own life. But this is how the tragedy ended. All 3 of them, the father, mother, the son, all 3 of them losing their life within minutes. And now we are shifting focus to another big story that we're tracking on Republic TV in live report. Now, Canada has suspended trade negotiations with the United States. Canada's Prime Minister Imran Khan said that he suspended trade negotiations and Canada would retaliate dollar for dollar on the new tariffs imposed by the United States. Canada, in fact, has suspended trade negotiations with the US following their unfair last-minute demands. This triggered an immediate 50% tariff now being imposed on approximately $28 billion worth of Canadian exports, including steel, aluminium, auto parts as well. In response, Canada has now announced dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs and plans to implement federal economic support to protect affected domestic industries as well. Now, the US basically was set to impose 50% tariffs on $20 billion worth of goods from Canada early Saturday. But this comes after last-ditch negotiations failed to resolve the latest strain in an already tense relationship between the 2 historic allies. In fact, President Trump's import taxes will now hit about 5% of what Canada ships to the US every year, including products ranging from hockey sticks to even tongue depressors. So it's a major hit that both of their economies will be now feeling. Let's tell our viewers what exactly is the stance from each of them as the talks have now collapsed. United States is calling it a missed opportunity for Canada to partner with United States, while Canada is saying that it will retaliate by matching US tariffs dollar for dollar. So definitely it has escalated to a point that the trade talks have now entirely collapsed. Right, so this is what the Canada, in fact, has said, that US tariffs were unfair, they were uneconomic, they were raising questions about reliability, how much Canada can, in fact, depend on its neighbor, and this is why now it has come to the point that the talks have now entirely collapsed, with US now imposing 50% tariffs on about $28 billion of Canadian imports. So this is where it has now escalated to. All right, viewers, now shifting focus to what is unfolding right now in Pakistan. The big story where the all focus is going to be on the former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Now, the PTI has filed a contempt of court petition in the Supreme Court against government officials for disobeying a clear court order regarding Imran Khan. Now, the Supreme Court had previously ordered that Imran Khan must be moved from Adiala Jail, where he has been staying for over 3 years, to Shifa International Hospital for medical treatment until mid-September. That's where the next hearing was supposed to take. But instead, officials briefly took the former Prime Minister to a different hospital for a few hours and quickly returned him to jail after conducting a few medical tests. So the PTI leaders are now claiming that the move was in fact a trick. They've submitted a petition. It's been filed by General Secretary Salman Akram Raza and lawyer Uzair Bhandari. They've asked the court to now punish those responsible officials, send them show cause notices and order them to appear in the court. So it's now escalated to a point that a contempt of court petition has now been filed by PTI leaders. This comes in as Imran Khan is now back in jail after a brief transfer that took place to PIMS. He was taken to this hospital. A few medical tests were conducted and Pak government declared that he is now medically fit, a claim that PTI says is entirely fake. And over this, now contempt of court petition has been filed by the PTI leaders. In fact, the sisters have also come out saying that the Pak government has now defied Supreme Court, and this is something that's now going to escalate, with even PTI mulling over the idea to launch agitation. So clearly, the politics over Imran Khan's transfer now escalating and reaching the parliament as well. Take a listen to the reactions that we're now getting in from different political parties.
और सारे पाकिस्तान में खुशी मनाई जा रही थी, टीवी पे भी आ रहा था कि इमरान खान को अल-शिफा सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आर्डर्स के तहत शिफ्ट किया जाएगा। उनकी बहनी भी खुश थी, साथी भी खुश थे। पार्टी ने तमाम कारकुनों को हुक्म दिया सरकारी मुर्गों की ख्वाहिश पे कि भाई वहाँ कोई नहीं जाएगा, वहाँ कोई जुलूस नहीं होगा, वहाँ कोई हंगामा नहीं होगा। रात को पता चला जनाब स्पीकर, इमरान खान को रात के अंधेरे में किसी और अस्पताल ले जाया गया। उसकी बहन और उसके जो रखवाले थे, डॉक्टर साहब थे, उनका अस्पताल शिफा अस्पताल के कमरे में बंद कर दिया गया। पता नहीं से क्यों हो रहा है जनाब स्पीकर। कसदन और आमदन एक अच्छी फिजा को लोग खराब करना चाहते हैं।
Mr. Speaker, on the case of Mr. Khan and his treatment, there too I feel, unfortunately, the government could have played its hand better. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has ordered that Mr. Khan be shifted to hospital for his treatment. The government first welcomed the decision, assured us that they would be implementing the decision. Then we found out that the government would be appealing the decision. And now I'm uncertain as to what the fate of that decision or the implementation of that order is. In both these cases, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister could have been better supported, better guided by his cabinet and by his team. And there is no reason that today's legislation or the issue of the Supreme Court order needed to be made so controversial.
अदालत की दरखास्त दायर कर दी गई है डॉक्टर उज़मा साहिबा की जानिब से, और पूरे मुल्क की जो उम्मीद है उसका महवर आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट है। इंशाअल्लाह सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक बार फिर पाकिस्तानी कौम और आइन और कानून के मुताबिक, कौम की ख्वाहिशात आइन और कानून के मुताबिक फैसला करेगा। जो तौहीन अदालत हुई है वो बिल्कुल वाज़े है। अदालत का हुक्म बड़ा क्लियर था कि खान साहब को शिफा इंटरनेशनल हस्पताल मुंतकिल करना है, वहाँ उनकी एग्जामिनेशन और ट्रीटमेंट होनी है, यानी कि तशखीस भी होनी है और इलाज भी होना है। तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ। एक झूठा बयानिया बनाया गया कि रस्ते में कोई रश था, कोई सिक्योरिटी का मसला था। बिल्कुल ये गलत बात है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था। तो ये एक सोची समझी साजिश थी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के खिलाफ, पाकिस्तानी कौम के खिलाफ, इमरान खान के खिलाफ। तो इसके खिलाफ हम मुकदमा अदालत में भी लड़ेंगे और पाकिस्तानी कौम के साथ अदालत के बाहर भी लड़ेंगे।
और सारे पाकिस्तान में खुशी मनाई जा रही थी, टीवी पे भी आ रहा था कि इमरान खान को अलशिफा सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आर्डर्स के तहत शिफ्ट किया जाएगा। उनकी बहनी भी खुश थी, साथी भी खुश थे। पार्टी ने तमाम कारकुनों को हुक्म दिया सरकारी मुर्गों की ख्वाहिश पे कि भाई वहाँ कोई नहीं जाएगा, वहाँ कोई जुलूस नहीं होगा, वहाँ कोई हंगामा नहीं होगा। रात को पता चला जनाब स्पीकर, इमरान खान को रात के अंधेरे में किसी और अस्पताल ले जाया गया। उसकी बहन और उसके जो रखवाले थे, डॉक्टर साहब थे, उनका अस्पताल शिफा अस्पताल के कमरे में बंद कर दिया गया। पता नहीं से क्यों हो रहा है जनाब स्पीकर, कसदन और आमदन एक अच्छी फिजा को लोग खराब करना चाहते हैं।
Mr. Speaker, on the case of Mr. Khan and his treatment, there too I feel, unfortunately, the government could have played its hand better. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has ordered that Mr. Khan be shifted to hospital for his treatment. The government first welcomed the decision, assured us that they would be implementing the decision. Then we found out that the government would be appealing the decision. And now I'm uncertain as to what the fate of that decision or the implementation of that order is. In both these cases, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister could have been better supported, better guided by his cabinet and by his team. And there is no reason that today's legislation or the issue of the Supreme Court order needed to be made so controversial.
अदालत की दरखास्त दायर कर दी गई है डॉक्टर उज़्मा साहिबा की जानिब से, और पूरे मुल्क की जो उम्मीद है उसका महवर आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट है। इंशाअल्लाह सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक बार फिर पाकिस्तानी कौम और आइन और कानून के मुताबिक, कौम की ख्वाहिशात आइन और कानून के मुताबिक फैसला करेगा। जो तौहीन अदालत हुई है वो बिल्कुल वाज़े है। अदालत का हुक्म बड़ा क्लियर था कि खान साहब को शिफा इंटरनेशनल हस्पताल मुंतकिल करना है, वहाँ उनकी एग्जामिनेशन और ट्रीटमेंट होनी है, यानी कि तशखीस भी होनी है और इलाज भी होना है। तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ। एक झूठा बयानिया बनाया गया कि रस्ते में कोई रश था, कोई सिक्योरिटी का मसला था। बिल्कुल ये गलत बात है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था। तो ये एक सोची समझी साजिश थी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के खिलाफ, पाकिस्तानी कौम के खिलाफ, इमरान खान के खिलाफ। तो इसके खिलाफ हम मुकदमा अदालत में भी लड़ेंगे और पाकिस्तानी कौम के साथ अदालत के बाहर भी लड़ेंगे।
All right, viewers, now shifting focus. NHRC is now seeking action taken report from Punjab government. This comes in as the National Human Rights Commission has now taken cognizance of a complaint alleging that a retired judge publicly claimed that a demand of ₹5 crore was made in connection with a rape case allegedly involving the wife of Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwat Mann. Now, the NHRC has directed Punjab Chief Secretary and DGP to inquire into these allegations and submit an action taken report as well within 2 weeks. Now, remember, these are allegations made by a judge involving Bhagwat Mann's wife that she in fact attempted to take ₹5 crore in exchange for suppressing a rape case. Now, these are major allegations which have come to light, and regarding this, NHRC has now taken cognizance of those allegations made by a retired judge, and in fact has now issued a notice to Punjab government seeking an action report within 2 weeks as well. So damning allegations are put forward by this judge, which have now been taken into cognizance by NHRC, who's now asked the DGP as well as Punjab Chief Secretary to inquire and to investigate into these allegations and also submit an action taken report within 2 weeks. So, big action being taken by NHRC regarding the allegations made against Bhagwat Mann's wife, who's been accused of suppressing a rape case or attempting to suppress a rape case in exchange for ₹5 crore. So there are allegations that she asked for ₹5 crore in order to suppress a rape case. All right, viewers, so those are the top stories that we're covering on Republic TV. Thanks so much for watching with me, Ishita Mitra, this live report. And with that, we wrap this edition. Thanks so much and stay tuned to Republic TV.
Pakistan bestowing its highest civilian honors on two Parsi doctors from Mumbai decades after they are dead. Also, has the Congress party shot itself in the foot on the Vande Mataram issue? This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे वो जो पेंट्स रंग बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे रंग 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 बना रहे वो जो पेंट्स रंग बना रहे
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट।
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
A police officer said on the said day, she, along with her colleague Pooja Ashok, had gone near ITC Kohinoor to bring meals. While they were returning towards Inorbit Mall and crossing the road in front of Inorbit Mall, a car bearing registration number TG09G06666 allegedly came at high speed and in a rash and negligent manner and hit Bharti Mukhi. Bharti Mukhi sustained a severe bleeding injury to her head and was immediately shifted to Apollo Hospital, Jubilee Hills. However, the duty doctor examined her and declared her dead.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, हार्डकोर मसाला।
पुलिस ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए। पुलिस ने बोला कि हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, आपका मैटर है। हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। ट्यूब में ये लोग पत्थर निकाल कर बैठे थे। गाड़ियों के शीशे आप देख सकते हैं, गाड़ियों के शीशे फोड़े गए हैं। पत्थरबाजी हुई है। हमारी महिलाओं पे बुजुर्गों ने पत्थर मारे हैं, उनसे गुंडागर्दी की है, उनके फोन तोड़े हैं, हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। पूरी तरह से ये सुनियोजित था। ये मदन दिलावर के कहने पर हुआ है। 48 घंटे का समय दे रहे हैं। ये सारे गुंडे अरेस्ट होने चाहिए और आप ऑर्डर विड्रॉ कीजिए, नहीं तो अब ये आंदोलन शिक्षा से बढ़कर मदन दिलावर पे जाएगा। 48 घंटे का समय है। हम तुम्हारी गुंडागर्दी से डरने वाले लोग नहीं है। शर्म आनी चाहिए तुम लोगों को। 1.5 साल से स्कूल भैंसों के तबेले में चल रहा है। मेरे 1 साल पहले का वीडियो है इस स्कूल का। सब कुछ पता होने के बावजूद राजस्थान पुलिस का एक पुलिसकर्मी उस समय वहां मौजूद नहीं था।
आज यहाँ रामपुरा में स्कूल का विजिट करने आए थे। यहाँ 1 साल पहले भी साथी आए थे जो बसों के तबेलों में स्कूल चल रही थी, उसको ठीक करवाने के लिए, उसका विजिट करवाने के लिए यहाँ आए थे। लाठियों से मारा है, धक्का देकर के मारा है, पत्थरों से मारा है और मेरे साथ में धक्का देकर के गिराया, लाठियों से मारा, जिससे ये हाथ गया और ये इधर लगी।
हमने नहीं किया, उन्होंने सरियारी लेके आए सारे, कम से कम 200-250 आदमी आए। हमने मारपीट नहीं की उनके साथ में। उनकी गाड़ी हमने उन
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can. Teen attempts suicide over iPhone demand. Parents try to save him. All 3 eventually die in Maharashtra Hill tragedy. US-Canada failed to reach a tariff deal. Carney terms the last-minute changes in a US proposed terms as unfair. Pakistan faces global backlash for bloodshed in POJK. Over 70 UK MPs write to United Nations seeking intervention over massacre in POJK. Imran Khan's sister says government violated Supreme Court order by taking him to a government-run hospital, says Khan kept in solitary confinement with no human contact allowed.
Lettuce, you should ask where is it coming from.
Where does it come from?
I have no idea where it is coming from.
What have you found? What is synthetic lettuce?
See, it's made chemically, na? It's chemically made.
Chemically made lettuce?
We're able to detect all these things.
Huge revelation by Tukaram Munde says some brands are now using synthetically made lettuce.
There is a chemical milk or synthetic milk being prepared. We found shampoos in it. We found industrial chemical in it. We found emulsifier in it. So multiple things we found.
Shocking details of adulteration comes out as Munde reveals shampoos, emulsifiers being used to make chemical milk. Hello, welcome viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV with me, Ishita Mitra. Now, viewers, serious questions are being raised over CJP's Fix the School campaign. Now, Ramachandra, who is wanted by Junjunu police in connection with an alleged fraud case worth ₹17 lakh, is now reportedly a member of CJP's core committee. In fact, despite being wanted, he was entrusted with the responsibility of school inspections by CJP. Now, that's the question being raised at the moment. If you talk about this man, Ramachandra was recently spotted conducting school inspections in Gautam Budh Nagar, Uttar Pradesh as well. Questions are now being raised over the presence of an alleged accused in the CJP team. We have accessed these visuals showing you Ramachandra, who is part of the CJP Fix the School campaign. And remember, he's also the man wanted in a fraud case. Ramachandra, the man in question, also faces allegations of fraud involving the sale of vehicles, and this has triggered a larger questions. Do individuals linked to criminal activities now feature in the CJP team? Viewers, we have seen what unfolded in the CJP protest as well at Jantar Mantar, where over 2,000 criminals infiltrated those protests. And now another question being raised over the presence of a criminal in the CJP's core team. All right, in fact, my colleague Saurav also joins us with more details on this. Saurav, now we have some information regarding this man called Ramachandra. He's part of the CJP's core team, and he's also someone who's wanted in a fraud case. Give us more details. What are his criminal credentials, and also how was he running Fix the School campaign as part of CJP team?
Yes, Ishita, you rightly mentioned. Now, Ramachandra has been spotted conducting inspections of school in Gautam Budh Nagar. I want to tell our viewers that he is a person who has a criminal background, and he is allegedly accused of ₹17 lakh fraud in Junjunwala police station. And he is now one of the core members of the committees of the CJP, and he is conducting inspections on their part. But the major question which arises here is that how a CJP party can interest on such kind of a criminal over the school inspections, as they claim that they are worried regarding the future of the students. But now a criminal has been entrusted with the responsibility of inspecting schools in the Gautam Budh Nagar of the Uttar Pradesh. But he is wanted in the Junjunwala police station in a alleged 17 lakh fraud case in the Rajasthan. And now he is a core member of the committee formed by the CJP, and he is also a part of the Fix the School campaigns run by the Cockroach Janata Party. And this also proves the Republic's allegations on him that the CJP party is an anti-national party, and they have hired the anti-social elements. And we have also seen that what happened on July 20th in the national capital when the CJP violent protesters started attacking the police officials. And police officials have also identified more than 2,700 anti-social elements in their in the CJP protest using the FRS systems and other facial recognition technologies. And now this serious allegations come in front of the whole India that Ramachandra, who is accused of fraud of ₹17 lakh in the Junjunwala police station, he has been entrusted with the responsibility of inspecting the schools in the Gautam Budh Nagar, Uttar Pradesh. But the major question which arises here again is that why the CJP has given him the responsibility, knowing the fact that he is accused and he is a wanted criminal. And this is a similar case like this. Antisocial elements joined the CJP protest, and under the disguise of the students, they have created, they had a confrontation with the police officials in the national capital, and they attacked them, and they also attacked the security agency personnel who were present at the spot to maintain the law and order situation.
Right,
this
so
is the similar case,
and the
Ramachandra
is CJP is now giving platform to such people who have criminal backgrounds, who have fraud cases registered against them, and not just giving a platform, but also letting them be a part of Fix the School campaign. So those are the questions that, of course, CJP will have to answer on their end. Thanks, Saurabh, for joining us and getting us all details on this. Now we are shifting focus. President Donald Trump has now issued a stark warning saying that if Republicans lose the midterm elections, he will face impeachment. Now that's a strong warning coming in from the US president. In a direct message to his supporters, the president claimed that Democrats would move to impeach him without clear justification. He also warned that such an outcome could lead to the loss of border security, the expiration of tax cuts, higher taxes, lower pay, job losses, and even businesses leaving the country. The remarks come as the midterm elections approach and political tensions remain high in the United States. Here's more on that. Take a look.
President Donald Trump is once again sounding the alarm over the upcoming midterm elections. In a strong worded statement, President Donald Trump declared that a Republican loss in the midterm elections would almost certainly lead to his impeachment. He went further, painting a dire picture of the consequences for American voters. He stated that a Democratic takeover would mean the loss of border security, loss of tax cuts, higher taxes, reduced paychecks, job losses, and businesses fleeing the country.
If we lose, you're going to lose your border. You're going to lose your tax cuts. You're going to lose everything that we've done. We've gotten the biggest tax cuts in history. Think about no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security for our seniors, no tax on overtime. All of that's going to be gone. Your taxes are going to go up. Your pay is going to go down. Your jobs are going to be lost. They're going to end up closing up. Your businesses are going to flee just like they did years ago. They're going to flee our country. I'm going to be impeached. They're going to impeach me. They have no idea why.
Trump framed the midterms not just as a political contest, but as a direct fight over his presidency and the economic and security policies of his administration. The comments are expected to energize his base while drawing sharp criticism from Democrats who have repeatedly accused the president of using fear to motivate supporters. With the midterms drawing closer, Trump's latest remarks add fresh intensity to an already polarized political climate.
Now here's another breaking news coming to light. A 31-year-old software engineer was beaten to death by his wife's relatives, and this comes following a matrimonial dispute in Delhi's Nihal Vihar area, with the victim's family now accusing his wife and 6 to 7 others of carrying out the attack. The victim, identified as Vinay Gupta, was married to Rekha, a homemaker, around 3.5 years ago. And we understand that this argument escalated over their children and the medicine being given to them. Soon the wife called in her relatives, and which eventually led to the 31-year-old techie being beaten to death by the wife's relatives. Now, the incident has come to light from Delhi's Nihal Vihar area, where the victim's family is now accusing the wife and 6 to 7 others of carrying out this fatal attack against Vinay Gupta. Remember, both of them got married about 3.5 years ago. Vinay was in fact a software engineer, while Rekha was a homemaker. All right, so concerning and a horrifying story coming to light from Delhi. This is where a techie has now been beaten to death by the wife's relatives. We understand, as the family is now accusing the wife and about 6 to 7 other people who were involved in this fatal attack. And now we are shifting focus. US Ambassador Sergio Gohar on his visit to Jammu and Kashmir called the state an important part of India while meeting CM Omar Abdullah, a remark that triggered a strong protest from Pakistan and was widely read as significant given it came amid Trump's recent warmth towards Pakistan's military leadership. In this explainer, retired General G.D. Bakshi cautions viewers against celebrating this as a major diplomatic win. He argues it's likely that the US is now making amends with India rather than a genuine, lasting policy shift, and that one statement at a press briefing isn't enough to count as real validation. Here's the report. Take a look.
I mean, I would wait and watch. I would not get carried away into epiphanies of ecstasy because he has said it is an integral and important part of India. Underline these two words, put them in a frame, put them on your walls, frame them. Wait and watch what happens. Ambassador Sergio Gohar's statement on Jammu and Kashmir being an integral part of India, important part of India, is a welcome statement. If it reflects a real policy change, I don't know. I do think it's a hell of a lot premature to say that, but it is a welcome recognition of the facts on the ground. It is a welcome recognition of the truth, of reality, of the legal status, actual legal status of Jammu and Kashmir. It is an inalienable part of India, period. The Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir signed the instrument of accession, and that ended all debate for the whole of Jammu and Kashmir. And mark you, that includes POK, Pakistan Occupied Kashmir, that includes Gilgit-Baltistan, sub-cheese. The whole of Jammu and Kashmir belongs to India, is an integral part of India. On that, nobody should have any doubt. And there were, doubting Thomases in India itself. There were good Samaritans who out of very good, goodness of heart said, the sky is the limit. Well, the present government has said this. There are limits. Forget it. Jammu and Kashmir is a part of India. Take your 371, go wherever you like. Article 49, put it in the trash can. That's it. India has legal jurisdiction. India has a valid legal claim over the whole of Jammu and Kashmir. It's not a claim, it is a de facto reality on the ground. Live with it. Live with it. Do what you want, but you can't change, you can't alter that reality. Now, Sergio Gohar suddenly has gone to Kashmir. He feels it's damn good for tourism and all that kind of a thing. But I think we would rather wait and watch. I would hold my horses and not get carried away. Oh, America has now once again, kissed up and made up. We are the greatest of friends ever. Sir, sorry, there is a long way to go still. Donald Trump, the boss of Sergio Gohar, had called Asim Munir thrice in 3 months. That man got elevated from army chief to field marshal to chief of defense forces, and I don't know, to galactic field marshal or what. Field marshal of the whole galaxy. He controls the nuclear button. He controls the Pakistan government, and Donald Trump wants to talk only and only to his favorite field marshal. Those are not friendly gestures. In fact, they are deeply hostile. Hostile gestures with a country that has attacked India 5 times conventionally and had waged a 40-year-long asymmetric war. You want to feed and lionize their field marshal, Feldmarschall, as the Germans would say, is not a friendly gesture at all. And we don't look at the words, please. When America is concerned, when China is concerned, you don't look at the words. You look at the actions. What are the actions? I'm sorry to state, the actions are that there is a cultural colored revolution in Sri Lanka, staged by the CIA, in Bangladesh, staged by the CIA, in Nepal, staged by the CIA. There is a cockroach movement that originates in in the United States, you know, there is a student from an American university who established the cockroach party there in the United States of America, you know, and then is parachutes himself into India to lead the movement on the ground. So, you know, then we have that the incident of what the sabotage, the grand sabotage that has been done with our grand sabotage which has been done to our Tejas project, the light combat aircraft project. We gave $1 billion for 100 engines. You forget the 100 engines, we got 2, then we I think cried a lot, then we got 5 more, total of 6 engines I'm told have now managed to come in. What about the rest? I don't know when and if ever they will come. I'm given to understand that the government of India has finally given up the ghost, and we had placed an order after this stab in the back with 100 GE 404 jet engines. We had placed an order for 200 more, you know, in the fond hope that they would establish a assembly line, and they said only if the order is big enough. So we made it 300 engines and we got 2, and then when we cried we got 5 more or 4 more I think. So I mean that's a kind of not only a joke, it is an insult. I mean it is theft, daylight broad robbery of somebody's hard earned money which has been given to you and which you have swallowed and you don't want to deliver on your signed contracts. Then the stab in the back was not enough for the light combat aircraft. You decided to do it also to our AMCA, advanced medium combat aircraft, our stealth fighter, our 5th generation fighter, our leap into the 5th generation. That engine you were giving for 70 crores, the GE 414, and they jacked the price up to 200 crores. Thenga, sabotage, finito. We want you in a client relationship. Only relationship we will accept is a vassal relationship, right? And if so, therefore, I don't think we should clutch at straws and get so gaga. Oh my God, the Americans have said, the American ambassador has said. I mean, I would wait and watch. I would not get carried away into epiphanies of ecstasy because he has said it is an integral and important part of India. Underline these 2 words, put them in a frame, put them on your walls, frame them. Wait and watch what happens. We'll have to wait and see. If there is a genuine change of heart, it should reflect in the trade deal. It should reflect on stoppage of threats to put 100% sanctions. We can't buy oil from Iran. It is the closest source, cheapest source, transportation wise, insurance costs wise, it is the cheapest oil. You made us stop it. America forced us to stop buying oil from Iran. Then we started buying oil from Russia, and they said you will have to bloody well stop it, buy 5 times more expensive oil from the United States, from Venezuela. Yeah, I think there is a limit, na? We are not the 51st state of the United States of America that you can kick us around like this, that you can order us around like this. And the government has said, I mean, climb a gum tree, we are going to buy as much oil as we need from the Russian friends, which has gone up to 60%. You are imposing sanctions on them. You had talks in Alaska and you were supposed to have been the greatest of friends. And we all see the way Russia is being stabbed in the back. And the way you've dealt with Iran, what was the need to attack Iran except to suck up to the Zionist Jewish lobby in the United States, which has funded the American presidential campaign, which has funded the election campaigns of almost every single congressman, Democratic or Republican. I mean, they are all on the take, and therefore rightly Israel feels, who the hell are the American people to crib or complain? Who the hell are the sailors on the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln to crib or complain? They will bloody well fight and die. We paid your leaders, so you should be prepared to die for Israel, greater Israel. Well, the Americans are saying we are prepared to die for our country, we are not prepared to die for Israel, and the logic is obvious. I am prepared to die for my country, I am not prepared to die for China or Pakistan or anyone else for that matter. So I think, overdoing something is not very good on the part of Israel, but they have done it to the United States. They were trying to do it to us. Fall in line, do this, we don't like Iran, destroy Iran. Iran is doing a lot of good for us. Iran has given us land routes to Central Asia, Afghanistan, given us the port of Chabahar, linked us with the North-South corridor, has been a help against the military jokers in Pakistan. So why should we ditch it? Why should we dump Iran because you are fighting with it? I mean, anybody America fights with, we are supposed to do katti and break off relations with Russia, with whosoever next. I mean, we are not your 51st state. Nayar, we've got our own national interests. So I won't get too carried away by Sergio Gore's, expostulation. We would wait and watch. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
All right, viewers, that's a wrap on this edition of Live and Breaking on Republic TV with me, Ishita Mitra. Don't go anywhere. There's a lot more lined up on the other side as Pakistan now faces global backlash for bloodshed and massacre in POJK. 70 MPs of the UK write to United Nations seeking intervention over the massacre.
Why is Pakistan bestowing its highest civilian honors on two Parsi doctors from Mumbai decades after they are dead? Also, has the Congress party shot itself in the foot on the Vande Mataram issue? This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। मसाला।
A police officer said on the said day, she, along with her colleague Pooja Ashok, had gone near ITC Kohinoor to bring meals. While they were returning towards Inorbit Mall and crossing the road in front of Inorbit Mall, a car bearing registration number TG09G06666 allegedly came at high speed and in a rash and negligent.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट
क्या बात है, स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Viewers, top headlines. Teen attempts suicide over iPhone demand. Parents try to save him. All three die in Maharashtra Hill tragedy. US-Canada failed to reach a tariff deal. Canada vows to match Trump's 50% tariffs after trade deal talks fail. Pakistan faces global backlash over bloodshed in POJK over 70 UK MPs write to United Nations seeking action over unrest in POJK. UK MPs demand UN's intervention. Imran Khan's sister says the government violated Supreme Court order by taking him to a government-run hospital. Says Khan kept in solitary confinement with no human contact allowed.
Lettuce, you should ask where is it coming from.
Where does it come from?
I have no idea where it is coming from.
What have you found? What is synthetic lettuce?
See, it's made chemically, na? It's chemically made.
Chemically made lettuce?
We're able to detect all these things.
Huge revelation by Tukaram Munde says that some brands are using synthetic lettuce.
There is a chemical mill or synthetic milk being prepared. We found shampoos in it, we found chemical, industrial chemical in it, we found emulsifier in it, so multiple things we found.
Shocking details of adulteration comes out as Monday reveals how shampoos and emulsifiers are being used to make chemical milk. Hello viewers, we're live and breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest. Serious questions are being raised over CJP's Fix the Schools campaign. In fact, Ramachandra, who is wanted by the Junnu police, is now in connection with alleged fraud case worth around ₹70 lakh. Is reportedly a member of CJP's core committee. Is wanted by the Junnu police. And despite being wanted, how was he entrusted with the responsibility of school inspections? Ramchandra was recently spotted conducting school inspections in Gautam Budh Nagar, Uttar Pradesh. Questions are now being raised over the presence of an alleged accused in the CJP team. On your screen is Ramchandra, who has been circled in red. Ramchandra also faces allegations of fraud involving the sale of vehicles. This has triggered a larger question. Do individuals linked to criminal activities feature in the CJP team? So big updates coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. I'm going to go straight across to my colleague, Rahul. Rahul, this is the big update we're getting for our viewers. This is Ramchandra. He's a man wanted in a 17 lakh rupee fraud case. And he has been spotted. He has been spotted with the CJP. Has he been hired by the CJP team?
जी बिल्कुल देखिए, ये मामला तब से ही गरमाया हुआ है जब से जंतर मंतर पर प्रोटेस्ट था और इस दौरान भी रामचंद्र की मौजूदगी वहां पर देखने को मिली। राजस्थान की झुंझुनू कोतवाली के अंदर साजिद दीवान नाम के व्यक्ति ने इस पर धोखाधड़ी का आरोप लगाते हुए केस दर्ज करवाया। राजस्थान की जो झुंझुनू पुलिस है लगातार कंटिन्यूसली इसको ढूंढ रही है। वहां पर भी पुलिस ने दबिश देने की कोशिश की, लेकिन कोई भी इनोसेंस वहां ना फैले, इस चक्कर में वहां कोई घटना ना हो, इस चक्कर में राजस्थान जो पुलिस है उसने दबिश देने से वहां पर मौका जो है फिलहाल रोका, जिसके बाद 2 दिन तक कंटिन्यूसली इसको चेस करने की कोशिश की, लेकिन इन दौरान ये फरार रहा। लेकिन उसके बाद लगातार जो राजस्थान पुलिस है वो कंटिन्यूसली इसका चेस कर रही है। लेकिन अब ये वीडियो फिर से आया है, जो स्कूल ठीक करो अभियान है कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी का, उस दौरान इसे भी बड़ी जिम्मेदारी मिली। उत्तर प्रदेश के गौतम बुद्ध नगर में इसे बड़ी जिम्मेदारी सौंपी गई कि आप वहां जाके निरीक्षण करें। और देखिए, निरीक्षण करते हुए बता रहे हैं कि मैं मेंबर हूँ, मेरा नाम रामचंद्र है और मैं यहाँ से आया हूँ और आप लोगों की स्कूल का निरीक्षण करने आया हूँ। बड़ा सवाल ये है कि ये जो लोग हैं आखिरकार किस पृष्ठभूमि से हैं, आपराधिक गतिविधियों से जुड़े हुए लोग कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी में हैं, तो इनका संदेश किस तरह से है ये पूरे देश भर ने देख लिया है। और इसी का ये बड़ा नतीजा निकला कि कल राजधानी जयपुर के अंदर इन्हें किस तरह से खदेड़ा गया, मार पिटाई इनके साथ की गई। क्योंकि देखिए, प्रोपेगेंडिस्ट की तरह ये लगातार काम करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। एजेंडा बेस्ड पार्टी बनकर कहीं ना कहीं कॉकरोच जनता पार्टी है वो अपनी राजनीति चमकाने की कोशिश पूरे देश भर में करने की कोशिश कर रही है। तो उस सबका ये पूरा विरोध चल रहा है। अब ऐसे में बड़ा सवाल फिर से खड़ा होता है कि आखिरकार क्यों ये लोग हैं ऐसा काम कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि देखिए, लगातार हमने भी देखा, जब रामचंद्र से भी हमने बात की, इनको चेस करने की कोशिश की, तो दिल्ली पुलिस भी लगातार रामचंद्र को चेस करने की कोशिश कर रही है, पकड़ने की कोशिश कर रही है, लेकिन लगातार फरार है। और अभी तक भी ये कोर कमेटी का मेंबर लगातार बना हुआ है। आशुतोष राका जो है सीजेपी के प्रवक्ता हैं, वो कंटिन्यूसली लगातार इनकी टीम के मेंबर हैं। अब ऐसे में बड़ा सवाल लगातार खड़ा होता है। जी,
well, thank you, Rahul, for getting us all those details. I will be coming back to you for more on this developing story. Okay, let's move ahead, viewers, to some of the other stories we're tracking. Getting some more breaking news coming in. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will undertake an official visit to Russia on 23rd and 24th August to co-chair the 27th session of the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific and Tech Cooperation and Cultural Cooperation. Now, this is a huge update coming in. During the visit, the External Affairs Minister will also meet Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and exchange perspectives on regional and global issues. So big updates coming in viewers on Republic TV, and this is a huge update because we see that Jaishankar will be visiting Russia, and the dates are out. The dates are on your screen. This is August 23rd to 24th. The focus will be on trade, scientific cooperation, and a lot more. Viewers, sources are telling us the BJP has formed a team for its Gen Z outreach program. The committee includes National President Nitin Nabin, National General Secretary Smriti Irani, then many more are part of this team. So back-to-back updates coming in here, viewers, on Republic TV. This team will soon launch an outreach program targeting the Gen Z. So huge updates coming in here on the latest team which has been formed. This is a team which has been formed to lead BJP's Gen Z push, and it has many members who are part of that team. So now we see, viewers, some of these big updates coming in on Republic TV. The committee includes National President Nitin Nabin, National Secretary General Smriti Irani, Vinod Tavade, Harsh Sanghvi, and other members. Now, this team will soon launch an outreach program targeting the Gen Z. So back-to-back updates coming in on Republic TV. BJP is gearing up for the Gen Z Connect. And there has been so much, I repeat, the Gen Z have spoken about their issues, their problems. And looking at the scenario, the BJP gearing up to connect with the Gen Z. They're forming different teams. And one particular team has been formed. This is the Gen Z Outreach Team. So this team has a couple of members, and they will be engaging in ways to connect with the Gen Z, understand their problems, and understand what kind of issues that they are having. So back-to-back updates coming in. The BJP formed the team for the Gen Z outreach program. The committee includes National President Nitin Nabin, National General Secretary Smriti Irani, Vinod Tavade, Harsh Sanghvi, and other members are part of this team. This team will soon launch an outreach program to really understand what are the issues that the Gen Z are dealing with. A lot of Gen Z have spoken about that they need better education reforms. That's been a consistent demand coming in from the Gen Z. So the BJP forming this team to really connect with the Gen Z, understand their problems, understand where they're coming from, and how they can actually work on a solution together. And this is coming as we are coming to know that this will strengthen engagement with young people across the country. Okay, so there will be an outreach program with the Gen Z soon, and Harsh, we have got a lot of information coming in. So this team will try to maintain a very direct and sustained dialogue with the younger generation. Yes, Harsh.
Right, Shivangi, now Gen Z is the latest talk of the town, and that is exactly what BJP is now trying to do. We have heard it from our sources. In fact, top sources suggest that the Bharatiya Janata Party is now all set to form a team. In fact, this is a team which comprises of senior leaders, including Smriti Irani and Nitin Nabin himself. This is a team that will be headed by Party President Nitin Nabin himself, and this will be a team that is set to reach out to the Gen Z of the country. And this is what we are hearing from the top sources. In fact, senior leadership of the party itself is interested in reaching out to the Generation Z of the country. And this is something that is very substantial because, as I earlier said, it is the top talk of the town. And that is exactly what we are now hearing from the Bharatiya Janata Party itself, that the party is now trying to reach out to the latest, the youngest and the most energetic generation of the country. And Smriti Irani, in fact, Party President Nitin Nabin is all set to lead this particular team, which in fact is an outreach program hosted by the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is what we are hearing. In fact, what we are gathering
what is
from
more interesting
the top
is that
sources.
the BJP is focusing on combining the experience, the organizational experience they have with younger leadership while reaching out to the new generation. So it's going to be about two things. One is experience and one is young leadership, bringing both of it together. Okay, let's move ahead, viewers. Getting some more updates coming in. More trouble for the Jaggi brothers, with the CBI registering a fresh case against Gensol Engineering and Blue Smart. Here's our report on the latest development.
The Central Bureau of Investigation, or CBI, has now registered a case against Gensol Engineering, its EV leasing arm, and BlueSmart founders Anmol Singh Jaggi and Puneet Singh Jaggi. The case follows a complaint by the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, or IREDA. IREDA alleges that loans given to the group were diverted or misused, leading to an alleged loss of over 672 crore rupees. Gensol had raised money from IREDA and other lenders to buy EVs, which were to be leased to BlueSmart for its electric cab business. But IREDA now alleges that part of the money was moved to related entities and used for purposes other than those for which the loans were sanctioned. The complaint also names 15 banks and financial institutions that had extended loans to Gensol. And this is not the first time the Gensol BlueSmart group has faced regulatory heat. In April last year, SEBI had already raised serious questions over the use of funds meant for buying electric vehicles. The market regulator had barred the Jaggi brothers from accessing securities market and ordered a forensic examination of Gensol. The Enforcement Directorate, or ED, also later attached assets in connection with its money laundering investigation, and now the CBI has entered the picture, taking the controversy from regulatory action to a criminal probe.
If you're getting some more updates coming in, the PTI has filed a contempt of court. In fact, this is a petition against the government alleging violation of the court's order regarding the transfer of Imran Khan to the hospital. So once again, we see, viewers, back-to-back updates coming in on Republic TV. And this is important for our viewers to understand that there has been so much of updates coming in, and so much of controversy, a big row which has erupted over Imran Khan's hospital checkup. So this is what we see right now, back-to-back updates coming in on Republic TV, and the PTI going ahead and filing a contempt of court petition against the government alleging violation of the court's order regarding the transfer of Imran Khan to the hospital and then back to jail.
और सारे पाकिस्तान में खुशी मनाई जा रही थी, टीवी पे भी आ रहा था कि इमरान खान को अल-शिफा सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आर्डर्स के तहत शिफ्ट किया जाएगा। उनकी बहनी भी खुश थी, साथी भी खुश थे। पार्टी ने तमाम कारकुनों को हुक्म दिया सरकारी मुर्गों की ख्वाहिश पे कि भाई वहाँ कोई नहीं जाएगा, वहाँ कोई जुलूस नहीं होगा, वहाँ कोई हंगामा नहीं होगा। रात को पता चला जनाब स्पीकर, इमरान खान को रात के अंधेरे में किसी और अस्पताल ले जाया गया। उसकी बहन और उसके जो रखवाले थे, डॉक्टर साहब थे, उनका अस्पताल शिफा अस्पताल के कमरे में बंद कर दिया गया। पता नहीं से क्यों हो रहा है जनाब स्पीकर, कसदन और आमदन एक अच्छी फिजा को लोग खराब करना चाहते हैं।
अदालत की दरखास्त दायर कर दी गई है डॉक्टर उज़मा साहिबा की जानिब से, और पूरे मुल्क की जो उम्मीद है उसका महवर आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट है। इंशाअल्लाह सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक बार फिर पाकिस्तानी कौम और आइन और कानून के मुताबिक, कौम की ख्वाहिशात आइन और कानून के मुताबिक फैसला करेगा। जो तौहीन अदालत हुई है वो बिल्कुल वाज़े है। अदालत का हुक्म बड़ा क्लियर था कि खान साहब को शिफा इंटरनेशनल हस्पताल मुंतकिल करना है, वहाँ उनकी एग्जामिनेशन और ट्रीटमेंट होनी है, यानी कि तशखीस भी होनी है और इलाज भी होना है। तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ। एक झूठा बयानिया बनाया गया कि रस्ते में कोई रश था, कोई सिक्योरिटी का मसला था। बिल्कुल ये गलत बात है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था। तो ये एक सोची समझी साजिश थी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के खिलाफ, पाकिस्तानी कौम के खिलाफ, इमरान खान के खिलाफ। तो इसके खिलाफ हम मुकदमा अदालत में भी लड़ेंगे और पाकिस्तानी कौम के साथ अदालत के बाहर भी लड़ेंगे।
Mr. Speaker, on the case of Mr. Khan and his treatment, there too I feel, unfortunately, the government could have played its hand better. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has ordered that Mr. Khan be shifted to hospital for his treatment. The government first welcomed the decision, assured us that they would be implementing the decision. Then we found out that the government would be appealing the decision. And now I'm uncertain as to what the fate of that decision or the implementation of that order is. In both these cases, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister could have been better supported, better guided by his cabinet and by his team. And there is no reason that today's legislation or the issue of the Supreme Court order needed to be made so controversial.
And viewers, in an exclusive conversation with Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami, Maharashtra FDA Commissioner Tukaram Munde has detailed strict compliance orders and crackdowns on operators selling unsafe or misbranded food items. Take a listen in.
Karam, your job is to make people aware.
Exactly.
So I wanted to meet you because I want to be aware.
Yeah.
And if you make me aware, we put this video to millions, people will be aware. At least they'll ask questions. They'll ask questions about the lettuce in the burger. They will ask questions about the milk. They'll ask questions whether the paneer is...
Lettuce, you should ask where is it coming from.
Where does it come from?
I have no idea where it is coming from.
What have you found? What is synthetic lettuce?
See, it's made chemically, na? It's chemically made.
Chemically made lettuce?
Yes, we are able to detect all these things. Say, I'll give a story, big story of milk.
Tell me about milk. By the way, chemically made lettuce, now I'm never going to have a lettuce in any burger after this. I'm very sorry, but this is worrying and we must find out about it. We must find out about it. Now tell me about milk, which is the most common item.
Milk.
It's used everywhere in shakes, in ice creams, and everything.
Yeah, milk we consume right from what we can say childhood to...
What did you find there?
See, I got information once after, I think 1 month after I joined there, and was telling that there is chemical milk or synthetic milk being prepared. And then I said, give me the details. And the person gave me details, the total details, how it is made. Okay. And then we continue investigating it. Okay. We continue investigation almost for a month period of time. And then we finally strategized, and then along with police we raided and we found it live.
In Mumbai or outside Mumbai?
It is in Pune district at multiple places. It was spread across for 5-6.
It was packaged into a brand?
I'll tell you. So there is actually what you call proper work on it. One person, actually 2 persons are involved. One person supplies skim milk powder. He has a
skimmed milk powder.
Yeah. And other person provides a formula how to make a milk out of it. And this was prepared. So we caught that person. That skim milk powder was being sold to either to the chilling centers or milk collection centers or to even grocery or to a farmer also. And this formula was being provided. Along with it had we found shampoos in it. We found industrial chemical in it. We found emulsifier in it. So multiple things we found. And there was a formula by which they were able to produce a milk which will cost for the quality of milk, cow milk, 15 rupees per liter. For buffalo quality milk, 30 rupees per liter. And it was in the market. So this is made either to increase the quantity or then it is added to the existing quantity, because the market rate, if it is supposing 40 rupees for milk cow, it is being produced at 15 rupees. So economics works that way. If it is 60 rupees per
So you adulterate milk with this fake milk?
Yes.
But
and then
was this put into a package? I mean, was it put under a brand or was it sold?
See, because it is going ultimately to a dairy. So somebody is selling and it is going to a dairy.
And the dairy is packaging it and selling it?
Absolutely.
In a packaged form?
Packaged form, whatever form.
Our problem in India is whenever anything comes in a packet, we think it's fine.
No, it's not.
No,
because
but that's the way we think.
Exactly.
That we get something in a packet, we think, oh, this is now verifiably true. Rather, we would think that if somebody is coming and selling me milk directly from a gaushala in my house, I doubt that. But if something is in a package, we think that it's going to be okay. What is your observation?
My observations are very clear. We should not take anything blindly. Take anything blindly. Even a loose milk. I mean, we should get very clear about what is a loose milk and what is a raw milk. Loose milk is the one which is already pasteurized. And then it is sold in the market as a loose milk, which is banned, which is not allowed. So if I am dairy owner, I pasteurize it. Once I pasteurize, it is expected in the industry itself that it has to be packed pasteurized milk, either in the tin or whatever packets, and then it will be stored. In Mumbai like places, there are pasteurized milk which is being sold as a loose milk, which is not allowed. We have started acting, we have acted. And raw milk, which is a farmer milks, cowman milks, and then he sells, that's a raw milk, that's allowed.
And viewers, a short break now. Pakistan faces global backlash over bloodshed in POJK. Over 70 UK MPs write to UN seeking action over unrest in POJK. Stay tuned.
रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे वो जो पेंट्स रंग बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे रंग 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 बना रहे वो जो पेंट्स रंग बना रहे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
प्योर मसाला।
गाड़ियों के साथ छोड़
पुलिस ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए। पुलिस ने बोला कि हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, ये आपका मैटर है। हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। ट्यूब में ये लोग पत्थर निकाल कर बैठे थे। गाड़ियों के शीशे आप देख सकते हैं, गाड़ियों के शीशे फोड़े गए हैं। पत्थरबाजी हुई है। हमारी महिलाओं पे बुजुर्गों ने पत्थर मारे हैं, उनसे गुंडागर्दी की है, उनके फोन तोड़े हैं, हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। पूरी तरह से ये सुनियोजित था। ये मदन दिलावर के कहने पर हुआ है। 48 घंटे का समय दे रहे हैं। ये सारे गुंडे अरेस्ट होने चाहिए और आप ऑर्डर विड्रॉ कीजिए, नहीं तो अब ये आंदोलन शिक्षा से बढ़कर मदन दिलावर पे जाएगा। 48 घंटे का समय है। हम तुम्हारी गुंडागर्दी से डरने वाले लोग नहीं है। शर्म आनी चाहिए तुम लोगों को। 1.5 साल से स्कूल भैंसों के तबेले में चल रहा है। मेरे 1 साल पहले का वीडियो है इस स्कूल का। सब कुछ पता होने के बावजूद राजस्थान पुलिस का एक पुलिसकर्मी उस समय वहां मौजूद नहीं था।
आज यहाँ रामपुरा में स्कूल का विजिट करने आए थे। यहाँ 1 साल पहले भी साथी आए थे जो बसों के तबेलों में स्कूल चल रही थी, उसको ठीक करवाने के लिए, उसका विजिट करवाने के लिए यहाँ आए थे। लाठियों से मारा है, धक्का देकर के मारा है, पत्थरों से मारा है और मेरे साथ में धक्का देकर के गिरा, लाठियों से मारा जिससे ये हाथ गया और ये इधर लगी।
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Teen attempts suicide of iPhone demand. Parents try to save him. All 3 died in Maharashtra. Hill tragedy. US-Canada failed to reach a tariff deal. Canada vows to match Trump's 50% tariffs after trade deal talks fail. Pakistan faces global backlash over bloodshed in POJK. Over 70 UK MPs write to UN seeking action over arrest in POJK. PTI moves Supreme Court against Pakistani government over Imran Khan's transfer to jail. Files contempt of court petitions.
Ask where is it coming from?
Oh, where does it come from?
I have no idea where it is coming from.
What have you found? What is synthetic lettuce?
See, it's made chemically, na? It's chemically made.
Chemically made lettuce?
We are able to detect all these things.
Huge revelation by Tukaram Munde says that some brands are using synthetic lettuce.
There is a chemical milk or synthetic milk being prepared. We found shampoos in it. We found chemical, industrial chemical in it. We found emulsifier in it. So multiple things we found.
Shocking details of adulteration comes out as Munde reveals how shampoos and emulsifiers are being used to make chemical milk. Getting you some more breaking news coming in. The BJP passed an important resolution regarding the honouring of Vande Mataram and the protection of its historic legacy. And we see the BJP strongly condemning and opposing the decision of the Congress Working Committee on August 19, 2026 to reaffirm its 1937 resolution by limiting the singing of Vande Mataram to only its first two stanzas in the Congress program. I have this message which has been posted by Nitin Nabeen. I'll read it out. And this message also says that the BJP considers Vande Mataram to be India's national song, an expression of devotion to Mother India, the mantra of freedom struggle, and an immortal symbol of India's national consciousness. Therefore, the BJP resolves, number one, to strongly condemn and clearly oppose the decision of the Congress Working Committee on August 19 to protect the honor, dignity, legacy, and the national character in fact, also to go ahead and of the full Vande Mataram, recognizing it as India's national song, an immortal symbol of national consciousness and the glorious heritage of the freedom struggle. Number three, to firmly affirm the established position from the Constituent Assembly's declaration in 1950 and the granting of equal protection to the national song as to Jana Gana Mana by Parliament in 2026. Number four, to oppose every attempt to subject the national song to communal pressures, political appeasement, or narrow vote bank politics. So big updates coming in on Republic TV. Let's go straight across to my colleague who's joining us. I'm being joined by Harsh. Harsh, a very important resolution has been passed regarding honouring of Vande Mataram and the protection of its legacy. There's a very long message which has been posted by Nitin Nabeen.
Right, Shivangi. Now, this in fact was the first ever meeting convened by Nitin Nabeen, the party president, with his new team. And they have made it pretty clear that the Bharatiya Janata Party has critically condemned the decision that was taken by the Indian National Congress Working Committee. They have clearly said that no decision taken by the Working Committee of Congress can stand over a law that has been passed in the parliament. They clearly say that they are in a support of all 6 stanzas of Vande Mataram being sung, in fact being recognized as the national song of the country. In fact, the party president Nitin Nabeen has clearly mentioned in his message that the Bharatiya Janata Party will be launching a nationwide campaign emphasizing on the historical significance of the national song Vande Mataram. In fact, they will be talking about how significant was Vande Mataram during India's freedom struggle, and the party itself, the Bharatiya Janata Party, in its first meeting with all its new members have made it amply clear that no decision taken by the working committee of the Indian National Congress can stand taller than the law that has been passed in the parliament. This in fact was a law that has been passed in the parliament. In fact, they clearly say that Congress is not allowed. In fact, they cannot critically do that. They cannot stick to the 1937 dissolution of Congress that was taken. This, in fact, is the fact that this decision was taken under the pressure of Muhammad Ali Jinnah at that point of time, by the leadership of Congress at that point of time, when Congress clearly says that in all its programs, they'll be sticking to the 2-stanza version of Vande Mataram. But the Bharatiya Janata Party, in its today's message, has made it amply clear that no working committee, in fact, no decision taken by the Congress Working Committee can stand taller than the law that has been passed in the parliament. Shivangi.
That's right. And that the BJP has said that when the Congress Working Committee said that they will be going ahead and sticking to the 2 stanzas only of Vande Mataram, the BJP has said again and again that the Congress is once again showing that they put their party above the nation. I'm getting some more breaking news coming in. Harsh, hold on for a second there. The BJP has also announced a nationwide campaign to highlight the history, significance and legacy of Vande Mataram with a special focus on educating the younger generation. So this is another part and it's a very long message which has been posted by Nitin Nabeen. So this is part of it. It says to conduct a special awareness campaign among the younger generation so that the full national song with its 6 stanzas and its history are not consigned to oblivion, and so that future generations can understand how deeply intertwined with Vande Mataram are India's memories of struggle, sacrifice, freedom and national awakening. Let's go back to Harsh on this. Yes, Hush. Okay, we'll go to Hush in a short while from now, but also the BJP says that to accept no compromise whatsoever with the honor and legacy of Vande Mataram and for the sake of political appeasement. And Nitin Nabeen continues to say that this is not merely an issue connected to any political party. It's a question of India's honor and the legacy of those countless patriots who laid down their lives, their all, for the nation's freedom. The BJP calls upon the countrymen to remember the words of Vande Mataram were once so powerful that an empire trembled in fear of them. The British tried to suppress them because these words had awakened the consciousness of resistance. Generations of Indians embraced them as a mantra of freedom, sacrifice, and national pride. This legacy cannot be confined to the calculations of today's vote bank politics. So definitely, Nitin Nabeen making it very clear. And the BJP, in fact, many times has made it clear that it's Congress who's trying to put itself above the nation. And Nitin Nabeen has continued in the message saying that in 1947, the victory cry of India's independence was Vande Mataram, and under the leadership of the Honorable PM Modi, the grand proclamation of developed India in 2047 will also be Vande Mataram. So this is what you see right now. Back-to-back updates coming in on Republic TV. This is big breaking news of the hour, where we see that the BJP has passed an important resolution regarding honouring of Vande Mataram and the protection of its historic legacy. We're getting some more breaking news coming in. A 31-year-old software engineer was beaten to death by his wife's relatives following a matrimonial dispute. Following a dispute in Delhi's Nihal Vihar area, with the victim's family accusing his wife and 6 to 7 others of carrying out the attack. The victim, Vinay Gupta, was married to Rekha, a homemaker, around 3.5 years ago. So one very unfortunate incident which is coming in. Let's tell our viewers what has happened in this latest update. It's a 31-year-old software engineer was beaten to death by his wife's relatives following a matrimonial dispute, in Delhi's Nihal Vihar area, with the victim's family accusing his wife and around 6 to 7 others of carrying out the attack. The victim, Vinay Gupta, was married to Rekha, a homemaker, around 3.5 years ago. So back-to-back updates coming in, viewers of Republic TV, and this is coming after we see that there has been a techie, I repeat, there has been a techie who was beaten to death after having a dispute with his wife. And of course, we will be trying to get some more information on this story to really understand what happened in this case. But we have a reaction coming in. Let's play it out.
ऐसा कोई लंबा चौड़ा झगड़ा नहीं था, मतलब जो बच्चे को खाली दवाई लगाने के ऊपर बात थी। कई दिन से बच्चे के यहाँ पे दाद हो रखा था, वो दवाई नहीं लगा रही थी। उस लड़के ने कई बार बोल दिया था कि दवाई लगा दे, दवाई लगा दे। उसने थोड़ा ऊंची आवाज़ में बोल दिया, जब उसने नहीं सुना तो कह रही तूने मेरे को ऊंची आवाज़ में बोलने का हक कैसे है, तू कैसे बोल सकता है मेरे को ऊंची आवाज़ में। 2-3 दिन से लड़का ऊपर भी नहीं जा रहा था। फिर कह रही तुझे मरवा दूंगी। मेरे भाई, मतलब अपने भाइयों की धमकी देती थी कि मेरा भाई बहुत पैसे वाला। उसका भाई पहले भी हमें धमकी दे के गया था कि मैं तो ना जमाइयों को मार देता हूँ, मेरे जमाई मेरे सामने नहीं बोल सकते। तो हम तो ना सीधे साधे से परिवार के लोग हैं, हमने मतलब इग्नोर कर दिया कि मतलब ठीक है, कहना सुनना तो चलता ही है। घर परिवार में लड़ाई झगड़े भी हो जाते हैं, मिलजुल के इंसान बैठ बैठ के बात भी कर देते हैं। पर कल तो वो एकदम सुबह सुबह उतर के गई है नीचे। तो मैं कहती हूँ कि मैं कहाँ जा रही है, वो नहीं बोल रही। नीचे से इनके पापा भी थे, तो उन्होंने कहा पता नहीं कहाँ जा रही है। गई तो इतने में अपने भाइयों, मतलब 10 मिनट के अंदर बुध बिहार से अपने भाइयों को लेके आ गई। इनके पापा नीचे दुकान खोल के बैठे थे, उन्होंने तो मतलब रिश्तेदार आए हमारे, तो इज्जत से बोले मेरे को ऊपर जाके मैं बच्चों को दूध पिला रही थी। ये इज्जत से लेके गए उनको ऊपर कि ये रेनू ये आ गए। मैंने कहा कोई बात नहीं, मैं उनके लिए पानी वानी भर रही, मैं एसी चला रही। इतनी देर में तो बड़े वाले भाई ने आके मेरे लड़के की गर्दन पकड़ ली। ऐसा कोई लंबा चौड़ा झगड़ा नहीं था, मतलब जो बच्चे को खाली दवाई लगाने के ऊपर बात थी। कई दिन से बच्चे के यहाँ पे दाद हो रखा था, वो दवाई नहीं लगा रही थी। उस लड़के ने कई बार बोल दिया था कि दवाई लगा दे, दवाई लगा दे। उसने थोड़ा ऊंची आवाज़ में बोल दिया, जब उसने नहीं सुना तो कह रही तूने मेरे को ऊंची आवाज़ में बोलने का हक कैसे है, तू कैसे बोल सकता है मेरे को ऊंची आवाज़ में। 2-3 दिन से लड़का ऊपर भी नहीं जा रहा था। फिर
देखिए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, छोटे मोटे आर्गुमेंट्स हर जगह होते हैं, हर फैमिलीज़ में होते हैं, बट कोई इस लेवल पे नहीं जाता कि आप किसी का मर्डर कर दो। मेरे को जो मम्मी ने इंसिडेंट बताया और सब बता रहे हैं कि बेरहमी से मारा गया है, उसको कॉन्टीन्यूसली मारा गया है। एक पॉइंट पे आके एक इंसान को लगता है कि वी शुड स्टॉप, कि इस पॉइंट पे आके उसे कुछ हिट हो जाएगा, वो मर जाएगा। कॉन्टीन्यूसली उसको इंटरनल ब्लीडिंग हुई है, अभी उसका पोस्टमार्टम होगा, पूरी डिटेल्स अभी सामने आएंगी। कॉन्टीन्यूसली इंटरनल ब्लीडिंग हुई है, उसके होठ पे इंजरी है, इंटरनल पूरी की पूरी स्टमक में इंजरी है, और उसका गला चोक कर दिया है। और तब तक चोक करते रहे जब तक वो ऑलमोस्ट खत्म सा नहीं हो गया। सभी 6 एक साथ हावी हो गए थे। बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल एक साथ हावी हो गए थे। मम्मी पापा भी वहाँ थे, उनकी भाभी आई थी, उनका भाई, 2 भाई आए थे। एक राजकुमार हैं, सीए हैं, रोहिणी में इनकी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। दूसरा भाई कुछ नहीं करता। उनकी राजकुमार की वाइफ आई थी, उसके फादर आए थे, और एक चाचा भी आए थे, इनके एक रिलेटिव आए थे, चाचा आए थे। तो पापा उनको सपोर्ट बोल रहे थे कि प्लीज़ हिट मत करो, मारो मत, बैठ के बात कर लेते हैं। उनके अंदर तो खून ही सवार था।
Showing up, viewers, we're getting some breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Modi will also attend the BJP meeting. PM Modi is expected to address officials at the meeting being held at the BJP headquarters. PM Modi will address the gathering in the evening. So we can expect Prime Minister Modi to be at the big meeting which is happening right now, especially with the new additions and the new positions within the BJP after the reshuffle which had happened. Now we can expect Prime Minister Modi to go ahead and address that meeting later on, and we understand that this meeting is being led by the BJP president as of now. It's a very important meeting where this meeting is really laying out the next steps the BJP would be taking, especially when we talk about the Gen Z outreach. So there's a lot happening in this meeting. And from the big breaking that we've got for our viewers, Prime Minister Modi will also be attending that BJP meeting which is happening at the BJP headquarters. PM Modi is expected to address officials at the meeting being held at the BJP headquarters, and he will address the gathering in the evening. So that is something that is we are waiting for, and that is something to look out for. Once we get those updates, of course, we will tell you what is happening inside that meeting. But what we know so far is that there has been a team which has been formed to reach out to the Gen Z. So that is the latest update coming in from that meeting. The BJP has constituted a dedicated team to spearhead its upcoming Gen Z outreach program aimed at strengthening engagement with young people across the country. So that is one takeaway from that meeting which is happening in the BJP headquarters. So Prime Minister Modi would be attending the BJP meeting at the party headquarters and meet the new office bearers. And viewers, let's move ahead right now. Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami has questioned the legal and political handling of the fatal accident in Hyderabad, where a 26-year-old Bharati Mukhi was struck and killed by a speeding Aston Martin. The vehicle was allegedly driven by the son of the Jana Sena Party Rajya Sabha MP L. Ramesh. And Arnab pointed that despite the fatal outcome, the case has raised serious questions over the charges invoked and the action taken. Listen in.
I want to start with the story that nobody is talking about. The national media is trying to cover it up. The regional media is not talking about it. In Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad to be precise, a 26-year-old woman is crushed to death by a speeding Aston Martin luxury car worth crores in the heart of Hyderabad. Now, who is the person at the wheels? The person at the wheels is the son of a sitting Rajya Sabha member of parliament of the ruling Jana Sena party, that's Pawan Kalyan's party. And what does the system give him? The system gives him just a notice, station bail, zero arrest, zero custody, zero public statement from the father. Father doesn't say anything, zero reaction from political partners. Why? Because he's the son of a member of parliament and he's killed a 26-year-old who is not a politician, not a bureaucrat, not an industrialist. In this country, you see, members of parliament and their children should have the right to kill anyone they want in their super luxury cars. This is the fact. The victim's picture is there. Her name is Bharati Mukhi, 26-year-old saleswoman from Odisha, sole breadwinner of her family. She was crossing the road in front of the Inorbit Mall when an Aston Martin with the registration ending 0666, allegedly driven at high speed in a rash and negligent manner by a 21-year-old Lingamani Sanjush, the 21-year-old son of Janasena Rajya Sabha MP Lingamani Ramesh rammed into her. She had severe head injury, heavy bleeding. She was taken to the hospital in the same car, declared dead. The police have let him get away, and I'm saying here tonight this is wrong. The police booked him under section 1061 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which is death by negligence. This is a deliberate attempt. It is maximum punishment 5 years, which means it is bailable. This is where the police has broken the law. The law is clear. When a person drives a high-performance vehicle at high speed on a busy public road in a manner that becomes a reasonable way to assume that such rash driving will cause death, then it is not a case of simple negligence. It is knowledge-based culpable homicide under section 105 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which is non-bailable. I appeal to the Chandrababu Naidu government not to do this, not to let someone get away just because he is the rich son of a rich member of parliament of an ally party operated by Pawan Kalyan. Even under 1061, arrest was legally permissible. Under the BNNS section 35, if the investigation allowed it, there was no investigation, death has happened, the accused belongs to a powerful family, the risk of influence exists, evidence can be tampered, this has happened again and again, the investigation is incomplete, but yet regular routine station bail was given, even though somebody died. And in that, ladies and gentlemen, in this injustice, in this VVIP killing, in this luxury killing, in this case of a politician's son killing a common person and getting away with it, is the unfortunate reality in this country where in 2024 in the Pune Porsche case as well, a builder's minor son allegedly drunk killed 2 young IT engineers, got bail within hours, a 300-word essay, political help, and the driver was pressurized to take the blame. Evidence was tampered with. In this country, that happened, and the rich people were never punished. In 2024, in the Mumbai-Worli BMW case, the son of a Shiv Sena functionary, a woman was dragged for 2 kilometers under the car. The accused fled. The arrest happened after 2 days, only under a considerable amount of public pressure. Repeatedly, these cases happened. We know the Vadodara hit-and-run case. We know exactly what happened when a Volkswagen driven at very high speed, under influence, rams into multiple people, and the CCTV shows the victim out there, obviously under intoxicants and drugs, saying one more round of drugs he wanted at that point of time. We remember the Dwarka case. A 17-year-old unlicensed minor took a family Scorpio to film a social media reel, lost control, ramps a motorcycle, and then a 23-year-old who was hoping to study in the United Kingdom is killed under his wheels. We know the Kanpur Lamborghini case. How many cases will I have to tell you where a tobacco businessman's son claims I was not driving when the CCTV said otherwise? What have we created in this country? And this is one of the biggest failures of this government, of all the state governments and the central government. We have not been able to end VVIP killings in this country. We have not been able to create a culture where these big shots and these rich brats do think that they can get away with it. And this is what genuinely angers me. Not one statement from a political party today. BJP quiet on this. TDP quiet on this. Janasena quiet on this. Not one word finger on their lips. Would the BJP have spoken only if the accused was from another party, the Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress Party? Where is the conscience of the ruling party in Andhra Pradesh, the ruling coalition of which the BJP is a member? You cannot look the other way. The TDP is the single largest constituent of the BJP at the center, the NDA at the center. That makes it imperative that the BJP and the TDP should speak about it. But because the ally here is Janasena, Pawan Kalyan's party, I appeal to Pawan Kalyan. I appeal to Pawan Kalyan to speak up on this issue. Then people will have faith that politicians are for the people. But in this case of a luxury killing, everybody has come together in a silent conspiracy of somehow trying to put this under a lid. I promise you, on behalf of Republic, we will not allow it.
Getting some more updates coming in, viewers. We're getting this big update. IAS officer Gyanendra Kumar has gone missing. That is right. This happened on Friday. And after his mobile phone was switched off, police said that he traveled to Delhi. However, his phone is off. He's untraceable. No formal complaint registered by his family yet. Gyanendra Kumar had earlier served the KPSC. His disappearance has raised questions as it reportedly followed a recent ED search operation on KPSC. However, police have so far not established any link between the ED action and his decision to travel to Delhi or become unreachable. So big updates coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. And let's tell you what we know so far. This is an IAS officer gone missing since Friday, August 22nd, after his mobile phone was switched off, sending the police into a tizzy. The probe into the disappearance of the IAS officer Gyanendra Kumar has revealed that he had traveled to Delhi, but the police have not been able to track him down or establish any contact with him. He is missing. Nobody knows where he is. It's a big update coming in, viewers, because we're tracking the story very, very closely. Taking a short break, viewers, do not go anywhere. We will be right back. US-Canada failed to reach a tariff deal. Canada vows to match Trump's 50% tariffs after trade deal talks fail. Stay tuned. We are live in breaking.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
A police officer said on the said day, she, along with her colleague Pooja Ashok, had gone near ITC Kohinoor to bring meals. While they were returning towards Inorbit Mall and crossing the road in front of Inorbit Mall, a car bearing registration number TG09G06666 allegedly came at high speed and in a rash and negligent manner and hit Bharti Mukhi. Bharti Mukhi sustained a severe bleeding injury to her head and was immediately shifted to up.
Why is Pakistan bestowing its highest civilian honors on two Parsi doctors from Mumbai decades after they are dead? Also, has the Congress party shot itself in the foot on the Vande Mataram issue? This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
पुलिस ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए। पुलिस ने बोला कि हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, ये आपका मैटर है। हमारे वॉलेंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। ट्यूब में ये लोग पत्थर निकाल कर बैठे थे। गाड़ियों के शीशे आप देख सकते हैं, गाड़ियों के शीशे फोड़े गए हैं, पत्थरबाजी हुई है। हमारी महिलाओं पे बुजुर्गों ने पत्थर मारे हैं, उनसे गुंडागर्दी की है, उनके फोन तोड़े हैं, हमारे वॉलेंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। पूरी तरह से ये सुनियोजित था, ये मदन दिलावर के कहने पर हुआ है। 48 घंटे का समय दे रहे हैं, ये सारे गुंडे अरेस्ट होने चाहिए और आप ऑर्डर विड्रॉ कीजिए, नहीं तो अब ये आंदोलन शिक्षा से बढ़कर मदन दिलावर पे जाएगा। 48 घंटे का समय है।
Why is Pakistan bestowing its highest civilian honors on two Parsi doctors from Mumbai decades after they are dead? Also, has the Congress party shot itself in the foot on the Vande Mataram issue? This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
BJP passes resolution honoring Vande Mataram, announces nationwide campaign highlighting national song's legacy. Prime Minister Modi to attend BJP meeting at party headquarters to address officer bearers. PTI moves Supreme Court against Pakistani government over Imran Khan's transfer to jail, files contempt of court petition. US-Canada failed to reach a tariff deal. Canada vows to match Trump's 50% tariffs after trade deal talks fail. Teen attempts suicide over iPhone demand. Parents try to save him. All three die in Maharashtra Hill tragedy. Getting to some big breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Modi will also attend the BJP meeting. Prime Minister Modi is expected to address the officials of the meeting being held at the BJP headquarters. Prime Minister Modi will address the gathering in the evening itself. So big updates coming in, viewers. Remember, there's a meeting happening with all the new office bearers at the BJP headquarters. Those are the visuals of that meeting happening at the BJP headquarters. The big breaking is that PM Modi will attend the BJP meeting at the party headquarters. So back-to-back updates coming in here on Republic TV. Prime Minister Modi will be due to address this meeting later on in the evening. PM Modi is expected to address officials at the meeting being held at the BJP headquarters. PM Modi will address the gathering in the evening itself. It's a very important meeting which is happening because we see that this meeting is being led by the BJP national president there, Nitin Nabin, along with the new office bearers. This is a meeting, an induction meeting of the newly constituted national team and office bearers at the party headquarters in New Delhi. Discussion focuses on upcoming state assembly elections, organizational strategy, and much more. In fact, there's a lot to discuss here. So there's a new team introduction which is happening as we speak. There's also an electoral strategy which is being made because a lot of assembly elections are upcoming, especially in the year 2027. A lot of state assembly elections are coming. So the BJP trying to strengthen its footprint in many key regions ahead of those elections. So we also see that the BJP is coming out with a strategy and a new team to connect with the Gen Z voters. So there's a lot happening at that meeting. In the evening itself, I repeat, in the evening itself, we will be seeing Prime Minister Modi talking to the new office bearers and addressing that meeting later on in the day. Getting you some more breaking news coming in. The BJP has passed an important resolution regarding the honouring of Vande Mataram and the protection of its historic legacy. The BJP has strongly condemned and opposed the decision of the Congress Working Committee on August 19, 2026 to reaffirm its 1937 resolution by limiting the singing of Vande Mataram to only its first two stanzas in Congress programs. So we see that the BJP is holding its meeting, and there's a lot happening in this meeting. For example, the BJP has passed the resolution on Vande Mataram. That is one more big update coming in on Republic TV, as the BJP has, without really naming the Congress, has hit up at the Congress the way that the Congress has behaved when it comes to Vande Mataram. So we see this big update coming in on Republic TV.
श्री नितिन नबीन जी की टीम की घोषणा के पश्चात आज पहली पदाधिकारी बैठक प्रातः संपन्न हुआ है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मुख्यालय में, और अभी भी बैठकों के सिलसिले जारी हैं। और यह जो पहला पदाधिकारी बैठक माननीय नितिन नबीन जी का हुआ है, उसमें पहला रिजोल्यूशन, पहला प्रस्ताव भारत के गौरव, भारत के सम्मान और जिन लोगों ने, जिन हुतात्माओं ने अपना बलिदान दिया है भारत की स्वतंत्रता के लिए, वैसे महामंत्र वंदे मातरम के सम्मान में यह प्रस्ताव जारी हुआ है। आप सभी जानते हैं कि पिछले कुछ महीनों में वंदे मातरम को लेकर कुछ ऐतिहासिक निर्णय हुए। यह वर्ष वंदे मातरम का 150वां, एक तरह से कहा जाए तो जयंती सालगिरह मनाया जा रहा है। हिंदुस्तान के कोने कोने में वंदे मातरम के प्रति सम्मान, उसके प्रति भाव, उसके प्रति एक भावनात्मक जुड़ाव देखने को मिल रहा है। मैंने वंदे मातरम के लिए मंत्र इसलिए कहा क्योंकि इस मंत्र के मूल में देश है, इस मंत्र के मूल में देशभक्ति है। पहली बार भारत के इतिहास में मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा एनडीए की सरकार को, मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को, जो एनडीए की सरकार का अगुवाई कर रहे हैं। पहली बार भारत के इतिहास में 15 अगस्त 2026 को संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम का 6 स्टैंजास जिसमें हैं 6 पद जिसमें है, संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम का पठन, उसका गायन लाल किले के परिसर में हुआ। यह एक नया इतिहास बना। सूर्योदय के साथ हमने संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम को सुना, सराहा, नमन किया, तो सूर्य अस्त होते होते 15 अगस्त 2026 को सोशल मीडिया और मीडिया के माध्यम से कांग्रेस के कार्यालय में जो कुकृत्य हुआ उसको भी हमने देखा। हमने देखा कि किस प्रकार से जब कांग्रेस की पूर्व अध्यक्षा आदरणीय सोनिया गांधी जी, कांग्रेस के पूर्व अध्यक्ष आदरणीय श्री राहुल गांधी जी, उनकी मौजूदगी में जब तिरंगा लहराया जा रहा था, फहराया जा रहा था, उस समय जब वंदे मातरम शुरू हुआ, आरंभ हुआ, तो सोनिया जी ने इशारों में 2 छंदों के बाद, 2 पदों के बाद, 2 स्टैंजास के बाद स्टॉप स्टॉप कहते हुए उन्हें देखा गया। कहीं ना कहीं उनके शीर्ष नेतृत्व में, खास करके सोनिया जी और राहुल जी में अफरा तफरी का माहौल था, मानो कुछ अपशब्दों का प्रयोग हो रहा हो। जिस प्रकार का भगदड़ मचा और जिस प्रकार के रिएक्शन पूरे देश में आए, तो कहीं ना कहीं कांग्रेस डैमेज कंट्रोल मोड में आई और सबने कहा कि सोनिया जी स्टॉप नहीं कह रही थी, सोनिया जी मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी के लिए कुर्सी मंगा रही थी। तो सभी कांग्रेस के नेताओं ने कहा कुर्सी मंगाया जा रहा था, मगर 19 अगस्त 2026, आज से कुछ दिनों पहले, CWC के मीटिंग में, कांग्रेस वर्किंग कमेटी के मीटिंग में एक रिजोल्यूशन पारित किया गया, जो रिजोल्यूशन 1937 में कांग्रेस वर्किंग कमेटी ने अक्टूबर माह में कलकत्ता में पारित किया था। और वो रिजोल्यूशन था कि हम 6 छंदों के वंदे मातरम को नहीं मानेंगे, हम वंदे मातरम का विभाजन करेंगे, वंदे मातरम को काट छांट करके केवल 2 ही स्टैंजा, 2 ही पद वंदे मातरम का गाएंगे। हम सब जानते हैं 1937 में यह निर्णय क्यों लिया गया था। वंदे मातरम 1875 नवंबर 7 तारीख को लिखा गया था ऋषि बंकिम जी द्वारा, और वह दिन था अक्षय तृतीया का दिन। अक्षय तृतीया मतलब जो क्षय नहीं हो। यह एक ऐसा बीज मंत्र है देशभक्ति के लिए, राष्ट्रभक्ति के लिए, जिसके लिए करोड़ों लोगों ने बिना सोचे, बिना जाने, केवल वंदे मातरम बोलते हुए उन्होंने अपने जीवन को न्योछावर किया है भारत मां के ऊपर। 7 नवंबर 1875 जब उसका 100 साल की पूर्ति होती है, 1975 में देश में आपातकाल की परिस्थिति रहती है। उस समय इमरजेंसी चल रहा होता है कांग्रेस के नेतृत्व वाली सरकार में। हम 100 साल मना नहीं पा रहे हैं। 150वां साल मनाया जाता है, सदन के अंदर चर्चा की जाती है। शीतकालीन सत्र 2025 में 8 तारीख को लोकसभा में चर्चा होती है 11 घंटे से अधिक समय के लिए, और राज्यसभा में 9, 10 और 11 तारीख को चर्चा होती है 12 घंटे 50 मिनटों के लिए, और वंदे मातरम की विस्तृत जानकारी समस्त देशवासियों को दिया जाता है कि किस प्रकार वंदे मातरम का गायन होता था और किस प्रकार संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम आनंद मठ का हिस्सा होता था, और किस प्रकार अंग्रेजों के शासनकाल में अंग्रेजों ने 1906 में, क्योंकि वंदे मातरम लिखा गया था ऋषि बंकिम जी द्वारा, क्यों? क्योंकि 1905 में बंग भंग हो रहा था। बंगाल के विभाजन को रोकने के लिए, बंग भंग को रोकने के लिए वंदे मातरम लिखा गया था। 1906 में बरिसाल में, जिस समय वंदे मातरम का उच्चारण करके नर और नारी निकले थे, उस समय ब्रिटिश सरकार ने उसे बैन किया कि कोई वंदे मातरम गा नहीं सकता है, मगर फिर भी बरिसाल में वंदे मातरम गाया गया। और उसके पश्चात 1907 में मैडम बिकाजी कामा ने वंदे मातरम लिखे हुए झंडे को भी फहराया। जो ब्रिटिश सरकार वंदे मातरम को रोक रही थी, आज वही कांग्रेस सरकार वंदे मातरम को रोक रही है। आप चिंता करके देखिए, ये छोटा विषय नहीं है, ये राजनीति का विषय नहीं है, यह विषय देश के विभाजन का है। याद करिए 1937 से पहले कांग्रेस के अधिवेशन 1923 में 1923 में काकीनाडा आंध्र प्रदेश में कांग्रेस का अधिवेशन हुआ था। उस समय पंडित विष्णु दिगंबर जी गाने वाले थे वंदे मातरम, संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम, मगर कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष मौलाना मोहम्मद अली वो वॉकआउट करते हैं कि मैं नहीं गाने दूंगा संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम। और 1923 के उस प्रकरण के बाद 1937 में पहली बार नेहरू जी के कहने पर वंदे मातरम को विभाजित किया जाता है, उसे तोड़ दिया जाता है, केवल एक हिस्सा ही गाया जाता है। परिणाम क्या हुआ? जो चिट्ठी 1938 में पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने जिन्ना को लिखा था, वह स्पष्ट रूप से उस चिट्ठी को पढ़िएगा तो नेहरू जी, जिन्ना जी की जो डिमांड्स थी, 14 जिन्ना के डिमांड्स थे, उनके सामने घुटने टेकते हुए नेहरू जी कहते हैं हमने मान तो लिया है, आप वंदे मातरम पर प्रतिबंध चाहते हैं, मान तो लिया है हमने, हम संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम का पठन नहीं करेंगे, कांग्रेस उसे नहीं गाएगी, मगर यही तुष्टीकरण की बीज, this seed of appeasement which was sowed by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in the year 1937 was the seed of partition. यह विभाजन का बीज बनता है। और उस समय जिन ताकतों को शक्ति मिली, उन ताकतों ने देश को आगे चलकर विभाजित किया। आज पुनः कांग्रेस पार्टी में सोनिया जी और राहुल जी का व्यवहार 15 अगस्त को जो व्यवहार रहा, और उसके बाद CWC में जो रिजोल्यूशन 1937 के रिजोल्यूशन को पुनः पारित किया, आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रथम पदाधिकारी बैठक में हमारे अध्यक्ष नितिन नवीन जी ने पुरजोर तरीके से यह कहा है कि यह जो विभाजन करने की बीज बोने की कोशिश कर रही है कांग्रेस पार्टी, हम कदाचित इसे नहीं होने देंगे। मुझे बड़े दुख के साथ कहना पड़ रहा है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी ने शायद पढ़ा नहीं है कि महात्मा गांधी जी ने क्या कहा था वंदे मातरम के लिए। मैं पढ़ना चाहूंगा महात्मा गांधी जी ने क्या कहा था वंदे मातरम के लिए। महात्मा गांधी on Vande Mataram, no matter what its source was and how and when it was composed, it has become a most powerful battle cry among Hindus and Muslims of Bengal during the partition days. It was anti-imperialistic cry. As a lad, when I knew nothing of Ananda Matha or even Bankim, its immortal author, Vande Mataram had gripped me. And when I heard it, sung it, it had enthralled me. I associated the purest national spirit with it. I repeat, I associated the purest national spirit with it. It never occurred to me that it was a Hindu song or meant only for Hindus. Unfortunately, we have fallen on evil days. Unfortunately, we have fallen on evil days. This is what Mahatma Gandhi said. गांधी जी ने कहा दुखद दिन आ गए हैं। उसके आगे भी पढ़ देता हूं एक सेंटेंस गांधी जी का। And that was all pure gold. That was all. वो 6 छंद. That was all pure gold before has become base metal today. जो पहले प्योर गोल्ड था अब वो बेस मेटल बन गया है। यह गांधी जी का मानना था। और आज कांग्रेस पार्टी ने जानबूझकर तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति को बढ़ाया है। यह कोई राजनीतिक विषय नहीं है। हम भी इसमें पीछे नहीं हटने वाले हैं। 2 नेशन थ्योरी को 1937 के कांग्रेस रिजोल्यूशन ने बोया था, वहां आरंभ हुआ था। पुनः यह जो कोशिश की गई है, इस कोशिश को किसी भी कीमत पे हम आगे नहीं बढ़ने देंगे। इतना ही नहीं, इस बार मॉनसून सत्र में आप सबको पता है, मॉनसून सत्र में राष्ट्रीय गौरव अपमान निवारण संशोधन विधेयक 2026 प्रिवेंशन ऑफ इंसल्ट टू नेशनल ऑनर अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 2026 पारित हुआ। क्यों पारित हुआ? 26 जनवरी 1950, 24 January 1950, none other than the first president of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, राजेंद्र बाबू, जो कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली के प्रेसिडेंट थे, जो संविधान सभा के अध्यक्ष थे, उनके खुद का वाक्य था कि राष्ट्रीय संगीत, राष्ट्रीय गीत वंदे मातरम और जनगण मन दोनों को एक ही दृष्टिकोण से देखा जाएगा और दोनों को एक समान सम्मान प्राप्त होगा। This is what he declared on 24th of January 1950 कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली के अध्यक्ष। और उसके पश्चात धन्यवाद दूंगा प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को और तमाम सांसदों को जिन्होंने खड़े होकर एक मत होकर कहा कि हम उसी विषय को आगे बढ़ाते हैं और नेशनल ऑनर को इंसल्ट नहीं होने देंगे। जनगण मन के बराबर हम वंदे मातरम को खड़ा करेंगे। हां, किसी को बाध्य नहीं करेंगे, मगर जो बाधित करता है वंदे मातरम को आगे बढ़ने से, वंदे मातरम को गाने से, वह दंडित होगा। आप चिंता करिए किस प्रकार से बाधित करने की कोशिश की गई वंदे मातरम को, वह भी कांग्रेस के मुख्यालय में। आप मुझे यह बताइए, आज देश से मैं पूछता हूं, पार्लियामेंट बड़ा है या सीडब्ल्यूसी बड़ी है? किसके आधार पर देश चलेगा? पार्लियामेंट में जो निर्णय होंगे उसके आधार पर देश चलेगा या फिर सीडब्ल्यूसी की कमिटी में जो निर्णय लिए जाएंगे, जो रिजोल्यूशन लिए जाएंगे, उसके आधार पर देश चलेगा? जब पार्लियामेंट में नियम बनते हैं, जब पार्लियामेंट में कानून पारित होते हैं, उस समय कांग्रेस पार्टी के लोग सीढ़ी में बैठे रहते हैं पार्लियामेंट में, वहां वेश बदल के आते हैं, वहां अपमानित करते हैं दूसरों को। कोई साधु बन के आता है, कोई साधुओं को पीटता है, वहां अपमान किया जाता है। जिस समय कानून पारित हो रहा होता है, आप कानून के विषय में कोई संबंध नहीं रखते हैं, वहां अंदर मौजूद नहीं रहते हैं और सीडब्ल्यूसी में आप नया कानून बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। खबरदार, खबरदार, वंदे मातरम के साथ कोई खिलवाड़ नहीं होगी। हां, हम जानते हैं इसी राहुल गांधी जी ने अपने एक बंद बैठक में, जिसको मीडिया के बंधुओं ने उजागर किया था, यह ऐलान किया था, हां हम मुसलमानों की पार्टी है। उन्होंने कहा था हां हम मुसलमानों की पार्टी है, मगर उसका अर्थ यह नहीं है कि देश को आप इस प्रकार वंदे मातरम के माध्यम से विभाजित करने की कोशिश करेंगे। और वंदे मातरम, जैसे गांधी जी ने कहा, यह देश का गान है, यह मंत्र राष्ट्र का है, यह हिंदू और मुसलमानों के बीच में विभाजन का तरीका नहीं है। मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहूंगा पंडित ओमकारनाथ ठाकुर का। पंडित ओमकारनाथ ठाकुर जो हमेशा कांग्रेस के अधिवेशन में वंदे मातरम संपूर्ण रूप से गाया करते थे, 1938 पे हरिपुरा अधिवेशन में इन्होंने इनकार कर दिया कि मैं नहीं गाऊंगा क्योंकि आप संपूर्ण वंदे मातरम का पठन अलाउ नहीं कर रहे हैं। नेहरू जी के सामने मना कर दिया। और 15 अगस्त 1947 जब देश आजाद हुआ तो वल्लभ भाई पटेल जी ने पंडित ओमकारनाथ ठाकुर, जो उस समय चेन्नई में होटल वुडलैंड में मौजूद थे, उन्हें फोन किया और उन्होंने, वल्लभ भाई पटेल जी ने कहा कि आप वंदे मातरम गाइए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो में 6:30 बजे। उन्होंने कहा एक ही शर्त में गाऊंगा, अगर पूरा वंदे मातरम गाने का मुझे अनुमति मिलेगा। पूरा वंदे मातरम उन्होंने ऑल इंडिया रेडियो में 15 अगस्त 1947 को गाया। कांग्रेस के अंदर भी इसको लेकर मत विभाजन है। सी राजगोपालाचारी जी ने भी बड़े स्पष्ट शब्दों में कहा है, आज हमारे रिजोल्यूशन में वो अंकित है कि इस प्रकार से अगर जिन्ना की हर बात को मान ली जाएगी, इस प्रकार से अगर अपीजमेंट की हर बात को, तुष्टीकरण की हर बात को मान ली जाएगी और घुटने टेक दिए जाएंगे, तो वह दिन दूर नहीं जब देश सही दिशा में नहीं बढ़ेगा। और आज भी, आज इस प्रस्ताव में, आज इस रिजोल्यूशन में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पदाधिकारी की बैठक में, पहली पदाधिकारी की बैठक में माननीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी ने निर्देश दिए हैं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का प्रत्येक कार्यकर्ता देश के प्रत्येक गली नुक्कड़ कोने में जाकर वंदे मातरम का यशोगान करेगा। वंदे मातरम के विषय में लोगों को हम बताएंगे। वंदे मातरम को लेकर जिस प्रकार की कुलछित राजनीति कांग्रेस पार्टी कर रही है, उसको लेकर हम आंदोलन खड़ा करेंगे। जिस प्रकार महात्मा गांधी जी ने वंदे मातरम को एक एंटी इंपीरियलिस्टिक क्राई कहा था, उस विषय को हम जनता के सामने रखेंगे और जनता को दिखाएंगे कि आखिरकार ये जो कहावत है कि अगर सियार भी कभी बाघ या सिंह का चमड़ा धारण करके अपने आप को सिंह दिखाने की कोशिश करता है, एक ना एक दिन दैट स्किन फॉल्स अपार्ट, एक ना एक दिन उसके अंदर की असलियत सामने आ ही जाती है। राष्ट्रभक्ति का लबादा ओढ़ करके कांग्रेस पार्टी आखिर अपने आप को कब तक छुपाए रखेगी? आज राष्ट्रभक्ति का लबादा पूर्णतः कांग्रेस पार्टी के ऊपर से गिर चुका है और उसके अंदर की तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति आज पूरा देश देख रहा है, मगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी यह होने नहीं देगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बाकी सारे विषयों पर ये, क्योंकि पहला रिजोल्यूशन था, इस विषय पर अभी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हुआ है। सभी विषयों पर आपको समय समय पर सूचित किया जाएगा और आप भी जान पाएंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बिल्कुल नहीं कर सकता। आज हमने अपने प्रस्ताव में कहा है कि CWC अपने कार्यालय के अंदर बैठ करके, कांग्रेस वर्किंग कमेटी अपने कार्यालय के अंदर बैठ करके अपने आप को पार्लियामेंट से बड़ा ना समझे। पार्लियामेंट ही देश का सर्वोच्च लोकतंत्र का मंदिर है। पार्लियामेंट के अंदर जो निर्णय होगा वही देश का निर्णय है। और कांग्रेस पार्टी अगर बाहर इसी प्रकार चिल्लाते रहेगी, पार्लियामेंट में भाग नहीं लेगी, पार्लियामेंट में क्या हो रही है वो जान नहीं पाएंगी, तो स्वाभाविक है वो अनभिज्ञ रहेंगे। और इस प्रकार से सेंस ऑफ एंटाइटलमेंट जो कांग्रेस पार्टी का है कि पार्टी देश से बड़ी है, गांधी परिवार हमारे देश के कानून से बड़ा है, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
मसाला। चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चंकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
police officer said on the said day, she, along with her colleague Pooja Ashok, had gone near ITC Kohinoor to bring meals. While they were returning towards Inorbit Mall and crossing the road in front of Inorbit Mall, a car bearing registration number TG09G06666 allegedly came at high speed and in a rash and negligent manner and hit Bharti Mukhi. Bharti Mukhi sustained a severe bleeding injury to her head and was immediately shifted to Apollo Hospital, Jubilee Hills. However, the duty doctor examined her and declared her dead.
Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
गाड़ियों के साथ जवाब दो।
पुलिस ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए। पुलिस ने बोला कि हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, ये आपका मैटर है। हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। ट्यूब में ये लोग पत्थर निकाल कर बैठे थे। गाड़ियों के शीशे आप देख सकते हैं, गाड़ियों के शीशे फोड़े गए हैं। पत्थरबाजी हुई है। हमारी महिलाओं पे बुजुर्गों ने पत्थर मारे हैं, उनसे गुंडागर्दी की है, उनके फोन तोड़े हैं, हमारे वॉलंटियर्स के हाथ तोड़े गए हैं। पूरी तरह से सुनियोजित था। ये मदन दिलावर के कहने पर हुआ है। 48 घंटे का समय दे रहे हैं। ये सारे गुंडे अरेस्ट होने चाहिए और आप ऑर्डर विड्रॉ कीजिए, नहीं तो अभी आंदोलन शिक्षा से बढ़कर मदन दिलावर पे जाएगा। 48 घंटे का समय है। हम तुम्हारी गुंडागर्दी से डरने वाले लोग नहीं है। शर्म आनी चाहिए तुम लोगों को। 1.5 साल से स्कूल भैंसों के तबेले में चल रहा है। मेरे 1 साल पहले का वीडियो है इस स्कूल का। सब कुछ पता होने के बावजूद राजस्थान पुलिस का एक पुलिसकर्मी उस समय वहां मौजूद नहीं था।
आज यहाँ रामपुरा में स्कूल का विजिट करने आए थे। यहाँ 1 साल पहले भी साथी आए थे जो बसों के तबेलों में स्कूल चल रही थी, उसको ठीक करवाने के लिए, उसका विजिट करवाने के लिए यहाँ आए थे। लाठियों से मारा है, धक्का दे करके मारा है, पत्थरों से मारा है और मेरे साथ में धक्का दे करके गिरा, लाठियों से मारा जिससे ये हाथ गया और ये इधर लगी।
हमने नहीं किया, उन्होंने सरियारी लेके आए सारे, कम से कम 200-250 आदमी आए, हमने मारपीट नहीं की उनके साथ में।
उनकी गाड़ी
हमने नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं, पहले प्रेम से समझाए थे पर उन्होंने दिए, जब उन खुद ने शीशे तोड़ के ले गए गाड़ियों के।
वो तो स्कूल का सुधार करने के लिए,
सुधार तो हमारे करा देंगे, MLA साहब ही करा रहे हैं, 12 लाख रुपए पास कर दिया MLA साहब ने, और क्या चाहिए।
तो आपने उनका विरोध क्यों करा?
विरोध हम दूसरी पार्टी को, कांग्रेस और बीजेपी के खिलाफ किसी को नहीं दस नहीं देंगे यहाँ पर। हम पूरा ही गाँव हमारा कांग्रेस और बीजेपी है टेढ़ से, बस यही बात है। और उन्होंने तो आके लोगों, हमारे लोग तो अभी बाहर नहीं निकली है, सब अंदर बढ़ रही है डर की मारी, ये बात है सर।
ये हमारी इसकी स्कूल है ना, इसके तोड़ने की कोशिश चल रही है, जबकि हम कभी वोट वगैरह कुछ डालें तो हम कहाँ जाएं। और छोटे बच्चे हैं, हमारे तो नहीं पढ़ते पर हैं हमारे मोहल्ले के, तो वो बच्चे करीबन 20-25 बच्चे आते हैं यहाँ पे, तो वो कहाँ पढ़ने जाएं। और ना इसकी मरम्मत हो रही है, तो घर में
बीजेपी वाले तो बोल रहे हैं कि हम तो सुधार करने के लिए आए थे।
सुधार नहीं हो रहा, सुधार होते ही बहुत दिन हो गए, हम तो कंप्लेन करा रखे हैं इनकी। CJP वालों ने यहाँ पे आके विरोध कर रहे हैं, भाई हम इनको वो करेंगे, तोड़ेंगे करेंगे, तो हमारे तोड़ने नहीं दे रहे। और जबकि पैसे पास हो चुके हैं इसके, और बच्चे हैं जो दूसरों के घरों में जाके पढ़ते हैं, चारा है, बाड़ा है, उनमें जा के पढ़ रहे हैं। हमारे बच्चे यहाँ पढ़ते हैं और हम इसको हम इसको तोड़ने नहीं दे सकते। हाँ मना करा था ना, पर वो मान ही नहीं रहे। पहले भी आए थे, आज सुबह जल्दी आके इसकी विरोध करने लगे, इसको तोड़ने की, इनकी तोड़ने की। तो गांव वालों ने इकट्ठा होकर साहब ने सहमति दिखाई और उनको वापस भेज दिया, पर वो मान नहीं रहे हैं। ऐसे बोल रहे हैं नहीं हम नहीं मानेंगे, वैसे तोड़ने की इनकी वो कर रहे हैं, कोशिशें कर रहे हैं।
परमिशन है।
Very warm welcome, viewers, to the latest edition of Republic Defense, and I am Rakshita Mishra with you from the sovereign push for India's very own fighter jet engine to the India-Japan Defence Pact. Also we get you how we are going to pay tribute to those who have paid with their lives, while there are some who use the Gen Z card to insult the armed forces. We get you all that and much more on Republic Defence today. Viewers. So starting with the breakthrough that's in sight as far as the indigenous fighter jet engine is concerned. The AMCA project, it's a major update coming in. Now Reliance, in partnership with Rolls-Royce, have announced their intent, it's just an intent that has been indicated, to join hands and offer capabilities for design, development and manufacturing a sovereign indigenous combat engine for India's ambitious AMCA program. Now, as part of this partnership, Reliance and Rolls-Royce will explore the formation of a dedicated aerospace gas turbine complex that will be a center of excellence for power and propulsion technology in India. But why, viewers, is this offer significant? And let us first tell you what's the AMCA about, because it's an ambitious project for India. And AMCA, viewers, as we have time and again covered on our defense, is the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. It's indigenously developed 5th generation stealth fighter aircraft. It's a twin-engine multi-role stealth fighter, multi-mission aircraft, including maritime stealth, ability to fly at supersonic speeds without the afterburners. It's AI-assisted state-of-the-art sensor fusion and multispectral camouflage capacity. Now, the initial batches of the AMCA jet are likely to have the GE F414 engine. That's again, we imported from America. Now, viewers, the roadmap to AMCA is a prototype that is being that could be rolled out as soon as 2027 to 2029. Talking about the first flight, when do we expect the first flight? That's 2028 to 2029. Flight testing and certification, 2029 to 2032. So there's a lot of time, viewers, for that. Limited series production around 2033. Full-scale induction into Indian Air Force expected 2034 to 2035. So 10 years from now is what we expect that India could have its own AMCA fighter jet engine. This is India's very own fighter jet for the first time. Now, viewers, what has happened is that India's defense collaboration with US firm GE Aerospace centers on 2 major jet engine frameworks. A $1 billion procurement contract that has been signed in November 2025 for 113 F404, that is F404 engines to power the Tejas Mark 1A jets. There has been a delay for a reason, viewers. Ongoing negotiations for the joint production and 80% of the technology transfer for F414 engines also. But there are problems with this deal. Let's tell you what really has been the latest update. There have been severe delivery delays for the GE F04 already. Delays already affecting the Tejas Mark 1 and the others as well. Soaring engine cost is threatening the AMCA ambitions as well. Sharp rise in estimated G414 unit also has been indicated as far as the costs is concerned. Lack of complete technology transfer is another such problem. And to counter that, if India has its own sovereignty as far as the fighter jet engine is concerned, then it will be nothing like that. But what are the challenges and how easy or difficult it would be? For that, we have Group Captain, Group Captain Augustine Vinod joining us, former Air Force fighter pilot. Thanks so much for joining us on Republic Defense. There are, of course, lots of concerns we've seen over the years regarding the engines. India